Well, they don't call it America's finest city for nothing. Another beautiful Saturday in San Diego and game 2 of a 3-game series between the visiting Philadelphia Phillies and the San Diego Padres. Petco Park is the site as the Padres look to bounce back from last night's series opening loss to the Phils. We're trying to claw their way back into postseason contention. Speaking of the postseason, the wild card standings in the National League, they are, in a word, wild. Who knew? That's the way it sets up as the Padres and Phillies get ready to go on this Saturday night in San Diego. Hi again, everybody. Along with Mark Sweeney, I'm Jesse Agler. So very glad to have you with us as the Padres look to get it going. And if they're going to do so, Mark, there is no doubt that they will turn to the big names in the middle of their order. One of those guys did a very special thing last night, Manny Machado.
Yeah, and you think about leaning on your stars at the right time. And for Manny Machado, the month of August has been a struggle a little bit. A very good July, talking about him in the MVP conversations. But even that last road trip didn't look like he was locked in. Well, last night was really a change of events. For Manny Machado, it took one swing to change those things around. 2-run home run that almost went through the wall. Luckily, someone is not sitting in that first seat. But Manny Machado got emotional at the end of the game, 8th inning, and that was a strikeout in a big situation. The umpire had a discussion, Doug Eddings and Manny Machado, and this is what really came out. He gets ejected from the game. Jace Tingler goes, but the emotion of the game and the tough loss, Jesse, was really difficult tonight. Like to see that emotion shift, and I think it is going to be in that clubhouse.
Yeah, I think that emotion being shown last night, culmination of a lot of things, obviously the way it's been going on the field for the Padres, but also because of what took place last month in Miami with that same umpire, Doug Eddings, behind the dish. We'll take a break. When we come back, get you ready for baseball tonight and a fun storyline as the brothers Nola go head-to-head in the big leagues for the first time in their careers. Aaron on the mound for Philadelphia and Austin behind the dish for the Padres. Valley Sports presents Padre Baseball, brought to you by Petco, official partner of the San Diego Padres. By Sequan Casino. Watch the Padres all season long at Sequan Casino Resort. Win exclusive prizes, game tickets, and more. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop NissanUSA.com. Padres and Phillies getting ready to go. And for more on Austin and Aaron, the Nolas, here's Annie.
Jesse, thank you so much. Yeah, get ready for some brotherly love tonight between Austin and Aaron Nola. Austin catching for the Padres, Aaron starting for the Phillies. This is the first time they're facing each other in the majors, and they've got about 20 family members and friends in from Louisiana to catch it. Now, they did play together once at LSU when Austin was a senior and Aaron was a freshman. Since then, they've had very different paths to the big leagues. Austin told me, look, a lot of competition and trash talk growing up, but tonight is a special day. It's a dream come true to face my brother. Here's more from Jace Tingler on the matchup.
It's a pretty unique deal, and so it'll be fun watching those two battle in the box, and it'll be fun listening to Austin's scouting report on his brother today and how we're going to attack, and certainly what a cool experience for Nola and his family.
It'll be fun. Coming up, game 2 of a 3-game set. The Padres looking to turn things around behind Joe Musgrove. Padres, Phillies, first pitch next on Valley Sports, San Diego.
Uno, dos, adios.
Slider again. Nice way to start the night for Joe Musgrove. Badly pulled on the slider, strikes out. Swing and a miss, and Musgrove got it going on today.
Joe Musgrove on the hill tonight as the Padres try and get it going in front of a sold-out crowd against the Philadelphia Phillies. Our weather report brought to you by HES Solar. What do you know? 75, sunny, little bit of a breeze. Can't really beat this place, and tonight another good example of that.
Perfection at 75.
Spoiled rotten. Joe Girardi trying to get things going for his squad as well. Phil's been kind of hanging around the periphery of the National League East race. Now also part of that wild card conversation, without a doubt. Very different looking lineup for them tonight, as they had a different group of guys in against the lefty Blake Snell yesterday. Herrera, Segura, Harper at the top. Gregorius and McCutchen and Miller in the middle. Still no Rhys Hoskins for the Phils at first base. Torreyes, Knapp, and yes, Aaron Nola on the mound for Philadelphia, batting ninth.
Let's take a look at the right-hander Joe Musgrove, making his 24th start, 25th appearance on the year, and the first season start versus Philly. 2 previous starts, he is 2-0 with a 1.20 ERA against these Phillies. Really comes down to how he is landing the breaking balls and getting off to a very good start. The imperative for today for this club.
A little bit different behind him here tonight as well than what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, you look at the defense. Will Myers shifts to left, Grisham in center, and Tatis in right. Machado and Cronenworth on the left side. Adam Frazier and Hosmer on the right side. Austin Nola, it's going to be an interesting story tonight, catching Joe Musgrove.
A lot of left-handed bats in there for the Phils. They filled their lineup outside of Bryce Harper with right-handed hitters last night against Blake Snell. He allowed 3 runs on only 2 hits in 5 innings, but the Phillies won a nail-biter 4-3. Now we turn the page, and the first pitch of the night from Musgrove is a fastball for a strike. 0-1 on the center fielder, Odubel Herrera. Saw Jorge Bonifacio in center last night for Joe Girardi's guys. .250 average on the season, 9 home runs for Herrera, who did not appear in yesterday's game. 1 out of 10 against the Padres in 2 starts back in July. Sends this one out to deep right center, and Fernando not going to have a play. That is a leadoff home run. Odubel Herrera on the second pitch of the game puts the Phillies in front.
Well, that escalated quickly. Second pitch of the ball game. After the first pitch strike, he lands that curveball, sits middle in. Herrera looked like he was sitting on that breaking ball. A different sound off the bat.
Now Gene Segura, and he takes a first pitch fastball for a strike. Phillies have that straw hat they wear that's kind of like their swag chain. It is apparently missing. He wants the hat. He does not have access to the hat.
Uh-oh.
There will be no hat. And hopefully for Joe Musgrove and the Padres, no more opportunities for the hat to come on. Segura, the leading hitter on the Phil's team, .298 with the 8 home runs. He ran wild yesterday. 3 walks, couple of stolen bases, and he was a problem on the base paths against the Padres. Try and keep him off base here tonight as that curveball goes over his head. Oh, they found it. We're okay now. Yes, very happy.
It's on backwards.
Knows where the camera is. Segura hit by the pitch. And so Joe Musgrove, who had a very bumpy first inning in his last start on Saturday against the Diamondbacks, goes homer and hit batter to start this one here tonight.
Well, the command of the breaking ball, 2 backup breaking balls, 1 over the head of Segura, this one off that elbow. Not a good start for Joe.
Musgrove in the first inning against the Diamondbacks last week ended up throwing 39 pitches and allowing 5 runs before getting his first 3 outs. He settled in after that. He gave the Padres a little bit of length that really wasn't that expected after the start. But the Padres got nothing going. Tyler Gilbert threw the no-hitter. So here's Bryce Harper with a runner on and a run already in. And Musgrove gets in front of him with a first pitch fastball. Harper at his 23rd home run of the season last night, and it was a no doubt laser out to right. Musgrove very, very deliberate when it comes to holding runners. He is not an easy guy to take a base against.
Yeah, and he's also athletic, has very quick feet, which gives you problems if you're trying to take an extra base, plus the accuracy of Nola's arm. 8 pitches, Jesse, already 5 fastballs.
Musgrove in front and in the dirt, ball 1. Phillies began this road trip getting swept in Phoenix by the Diamondbacks, and Bryce Harper so far on this road trip 2 for 14, but both hits have gone over the fence. So I guess you'll take that if you're Joe Girardi. Segura this season has stolen 9 bases. He has been caught 3 times, swiped 1 in the first and another in the third yesterday. He scored 2 of the 4 Philadelphia runs, including the run that turned out to be the difference in the game in the 8th.
Yeah, that'll get your attention if you're Joe Musgrove. Understanding holding that. It's a courtesy throw over to first.
Not going. And now 2-2 to Harper.
Almost seemed like Harper got better with 2 strikes last night. On the home run, he worked the count to 3-2 and gets the breaking ball against Blake Snell. To me, that changed the atmosphere of the game.
Blake kept the Padres in it. 3 runs allowed, only 2 hits in his 5 innings. Harper launches that one, and Tatis will play it on a hop. And a good job by Fernando getting to that one. That will prevent Segura from doing anything but advancing 90 feet. Nonetheless, some loud contact here early on out of the Philadelphia bats.
A similar start to this one as Joe had in Arizona. Early offense for the Phillies, and you can see their approach. It looks like they're sitting breaking ball early and then adjusting with that fastball. Nice swing by Harper.
First career hit for Bryce Harper against Joe Musgrove. He had been 0 for 8 with 5 strikeouts. So 2 on and 1 out, and good speed aboard for the Phils. Didi Gregorius gets into the box for the first time. Off the bench last night, struck out as a pinch hitter in the 7th. And he goes after the first pitch and pops it up. Infield fly rule has been called, and that is highly relevant when the Padres and Phillies get together.
It sure is.
Last night we saw it twice, once on each side. Segura let a pop-up drop, Machado let a pop-up drop, and of course 2 years ago when the Phillies were here, Ian Kinsler let a pop-up drop. It led to not only a double play, but also Andrew McCutchen injuring his knee.
Tell you what, Jesse, you always got to be aware of those very smart infielders, always looking for guys that aren't running down the bases.
Speaking of, here is McCutchen. His RBI double in the 8th last night turned out to be the difference in the game. 2 on and 1 out in the first, and he goes after the first pitch. Talked about it last night. Some headsy infield defense, or at least an attempt at it.
Well, it's interesting because you see Segura just taking a couple steps back, gets the force out at second base, just looking to see if Manny Machado is running down. Well, what's Manny do? He steps back and understands this is going to be bouncing right up top. See him tagging out, and Harper ends up being out. Segura comes around after that for the winning run. A little hijinks in the infield.
A run already in on the Odubel Herrera leadoff home run, his 3rd career leadoff homer, 2nd this season. And now 2 balls and a strike to McCutchen. Musgrove obviously would love a ground ball at somebody, and in the last game these 2 teams played against each other in Philadelphia, McCutchen grounded into 2 double plays. 2-2 as he made him look silly.
Yeah, best breaking ball of the night for Joe Musgrove. Is trying to land that curveball, and it's been eluding him, but really finished off that breaking ball there. It's almost like that three-point shooter. Just keep throwing it until you get that feel.
Got him. Finished him with a fastball, 95 miles an hour from Joe Musgrove, and that is his first strikeout of the night. 2 down in the top of the first.
Jesse, so many times you hear pitching backwards. Well, this is exactly what Joe Musgrove does. Gets to 0-2 and finishes him off with 95 with the gas. Perfect location. Missing the bat of McCutchen for a big second out.
We have seen that out of Joe Musgrove all season long. He's certainly not the exact same guy in terms of the way he's pitching that he was earlier in the year. But that ability to finish with the heater has been a consistent theme. Brad Miller now with 2 on and 2 out as Musgrove really tries to limit the damage. And look, anytime the first 3 guys all reach base and you only allow 1, that's a win for the pitcher. And so kind of an early hinge moment here for Musgrove against Brad Miller. When Padre pitchers K9, your K9 wins. If the Padres strike out 9 or more batters in a game, all Padre fans can visit participating Petco locations the next day and receive free dog or cat treats with Pals Rewards. Visit petco.com/PadresK9 for more details. 1-0 Phils on the leadoff homer in the first. Third base umpire Doug Eddings said he did not offer. Eddings, of course, was very much involved in the game last night. He ejected Manny Machado, among others, and now he and Manny get to spend half the night together out there at third base.
Yeah, we talked about that before the game. That's got to be a little interesting. A little elephant in the room over there and left and down in third base.
What's that, a good 30 feet between them right now, if that? 2-2 on Miller.
Joe's had good finish to that fastball, especially the last 2 hitters.
Harper at first, Segura at second, now 2 down. And Miller out to center. Trent Grisham will track it and make the play to end the inning. So Joe Musgrove gives up the lead homer to Herrera, but the Phils strand a pair. Phils with an early 1-0 lead. Padres coming up against Little Nola, Aaron Nola, on the mound here, taking on his big brother and the rest of the San Diego Padres. Jace Tingler was asked if there was ever a chance Austin Nola would not be in the starting lineup tonight. He kind of shook his head. Now we got to get that done. Padre lineup brought to you by Mauzy Heating, Air, and Solar. Trent Grisham back in the leadoff spot. Fernando bats second. Machado third. Cronenworth with Nola and Hosmer to follow. Will Myers, Adam Frazier, and Joe Musgrove rounding out a very formidable 9 for Aaron Nola to go up against.
Let's look at the young right-hander, 28-year-old right-hander. They both went to LSU. They are both Tigers. They played 1 season there in 2012. See him working his 25th game. Loves his curveball. That's his bread and butter, but also has that third pitch, the changeup. Tries to set it up with the 4-seam fastball.
Trent Grisham leading off for just the second time here in August, and he takes a fastball for a strike. 0-1. Phil's got the leadoff home run in the top of the inning to take a 1-0 lead. Trent has a pair of leadoff home runs this season. And a ball high, 1-1. Padres have been, I think it's fair to say, manipulating their batting order a little bit more as of late. Frazier added at the deadline, Fernando moving around, different things like that, trying to find a winning combination. And it really has become somewhat unusual to see Grisham in that leadoff spot.
Yeah, and you think about what they've tried, but it just kickstarting the offense. And if you get to that point, Jesse, where they score a lot of runs, I think Jace Tingler would like to stay with that. I think matchups come into play as well.
3-1 to Grisham, who can work the count as well as anybody. He has hit at the top. He has hit 8th. And he's working it here against Aaron Nola, who has kind of been feast or famine this year. Big guy on deck. Grisham in the air to left, straight away. Gravity eventually does its thing. McCutchen makes the catch. And one down in the bottom of the first.
Let's take a look at Phillies defense, and Andrew McCutchen puts away that one in left field. Herrera in center, Bryce Harper in right field. Third base is Ronald Torreyes. He shifts from shortstop. Didi Gregorius gets that start at shortstop. Gene Segura, the keystone, and Brad Miller gets a start at first. Andrew Knapp, the backup catcher, catches Aaron Nola.
Keystone, Philly. I like that. Yeah, very good. Very good. League leading 34 home runs for Tatis in center field last night. Back in right field here today. And he rips that one right to Gregorius. Boy, you talk about hard hit outs. That'll leave you talking to yourself. 2 down. Manny Machado coming up. Let's take a look at StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. Speaking of hard hit line drives, this was unbelievable.
Yeah, and you talk about getting on top of a fastball. How about the launch angle? That's interesting moving forward, but what was really interesting is no one was in that seat. I think every other seat was occupied in left field. Had to feel good off the bat of Manny Machado.
It was the hardest hit home run in terms of exit velocity by anybody in baseball this year, about 120 miles an hour off the bat. Goes after the first pitch, and he pops it up. Miller, the first baseman, makes the play, and an easy breezy 7-pitch first inning for Aaron Nola. Remember to enter the Saquon Scouting Report sweepstakes. Follow at Bally Sports SD on Twitter and reply to today's Saquon Scouting Report with more or less using the hashtag Saquon Scout. Visit ballysports.com for full rules and details. Joe Musgrove back to work. Bottom third of the order for Philadelphia, and a first pitch curveball for a strike. 0-1. Ronald Torreyes getting the start at third base tonight for Joe Girardi's Phillies. Knapp on deck, and then the pitcher Nola. After Musgrove faced 6 guys in the top of the first inning, but Sweens, he limited the damage.
Yeah, and he limited the damage. Interesting trend that I've seen is a lot of pitches for the Padre pitching in the first inning. Over 20 pitches, a lot, especially on that road trip, Jesse. Only 7 pitches for Aaron Nola.
Hit hard up the middle. Frazier kind of circling around it, and a nice play defensively by the Padres second baseman to get out number 1 here in the second. Might have deflected off Joe Musgrove.
Listen, I said this the other day against Reese Kinnear. He deflected that ball in Colorado, I think it was, and you see him deflecting here with that pitching hand. Hopefully Joe's okay. That's a reaction, but not a reaction that you want. Jace Tingler's going to take a look at him.
Yeah, he's kind of shaking his hand a little bit and flexing his fingers. And you're exactly right. I mean, this is what we saw with Kinnear the other day. Cronenworth made that great play behind him. How that didn't injure Kinnear's hand, I'll never understand.
Yeah, that was a tip drill. Very difficult to not put your hand up there, but for Joe Musgrove, that's your moneymaker.
To state the incredibly obvious, the Padres cannot afford another injury to a starting pitcher. Joe's going to get back on top of the mound. And hopefully everything comes out of that right hand looking the way it's supposed to.
Well, Jesse, I know we don't have to say it, but this is the ultimate tough guy. He'll take it. And I said he's in his 25th start, but also his 25th appearance tonight. I mean, 26th appearance, excuse me, because of that Houston outing. And I'll never forget it, being unselfish and taking the ball when this pitching staff definitely need him to come out of the bullpen. Not only is he tough, but he is unselfish. What a great trait that is.
You can see him shaking that hand out a little bit still. It's definitely not 100%, but good enough for Joe. And seeing Jace go back to the dugout right now by himself, that's a good thing. We'll keep an eye on that, obviously. So the catcher, Napa, switch hitter, will get in. A rare start for this guy. JT Realmuto, the regular catcher, is pretty much gone full Molina in terms of playing time. You see Knapp only 52 games played. This is his first start since August 12th.
Wow. That's difficult. It really is the backup catcher. That's kind of the old school way. I think a lot of them would like to split it 60-40 would be ideal if you have a backup catcher. We've seen that trend with the San Diego Padres. Also Victor Caratini.
And Musgrove makes very quick work of him. Second strikeout of the night. And let's head downstairs, check in with Annie Heilbrunn.
Jesse, thanks so much. Well, you guys may have noticed Joe Musgrove's cleats. They are very bright and very cool. They are inspired by the What the Nike Dunk, which are like 10 different dunk shoes put together. And they support two causes. The More Than Baseball Foundation, a nonprofit that helps minor leaguers during and after their careers, and also the Challenged Athletes Foundation that uses sports to empower individuals with physical challenges. Joe does tireless work with them on his off days in the off season. He's constantly donating time, money, and gear to that foundation. And guys, if you go to his Instagram account, you can follow along and see how you can also donate or perhaps get the shoes. But very cool, Jesse and Sweens, to see him rocking those tonight.
That's great, Annie. Thank you. And no surprise at all to see Joe putting himself in a position to help others. That is a big part of who he is. 2-0 on Nola, and those are definitely very cool looking. He also has gigantic feet. So most of you out there, if you do try and purchase them in a charity situation, just know probably not going to fit.
Those are water skis. You kidding me?
Nola fouls that one back out of play. We see Joe a lot running, even on between starts here, and he runs barefoot because his feet have given him so much trouble over the year. I think he's a 15, and he just says, I do it out of comfort. I'm not trying to be San Diego Surfer guy at a Grossmont High. I just try and keep my feet in as good a shape as possible, and I don't want them constrained.
It is kind of cool, though.
Yeah,
barefoot running.
Yeah, it makes you look much cooler than
and tougher.
Yeah. 2-2 to Nola. Joe trying to work a bounce back 1-2-3 inning. He has thrown 10 pitches so far here in the second. And it certainly doesn't seem like that right hand is bothering him at all right now.
It's very evident for me is how he is pitching with his fastball a little bit more tonight.
Full count to the opposing pitcher. I was looking at Aaron Nola's batting numbers. One thing that jumped off the page, he's not a particularly gifted hitter, but he does draw walks. So I guess he's a pesky at bat, if nothing else. And he's gone full here.
It's a good trait, too. Try to drive up that pitch count.
And at the top of the zone, strike three called. A 1-2-3 second for Joe Musgrove, and he caps it with a K. 1-0 Phils to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Phils as Aaron Nola goes back to work in the bottom of the second inning. And he will, for the first time in his big league career, face his brother Austin. Time now for our Valley View Casino Trivia question. To enter our Valley View Trivia Sweepstakes, tweet your answer to the Valley View Trivia question to @ValleySportsSD and include the hashtag Valley View Trivia. The winner will be announced Saturday's postgame show. Visit valleysports.com for full rules and details. Both Nolas drafted in 2011 by the same organization. Phils rocks Jays, or Marlins? You got multiple choice tonight, eh?
It's going to be interesting. Said A.
What?
So I'll go C.
We'll find out. Don't get ahead of it. It is, I think, really just one of the coolest things in sports, and we saw it earlier this summer. Kansas City, the Zimmers from San Diego,
Right.
Got to face off Cleveland and KC, and now finally Austin and Aaron will get to go head-to-head. First, though, Aaron has to face the Padre cleanup hitter, Jake Cronenworth.
Well, just so if you're scoring at home, Kyle Zimmer did punch out Bradley Zimmer. So bragging rights over his younger brother.
Yeah, I mean, this sets up really good for some phenomenal Thanksgiving conversation. There are a lot of Nolas in the building, as you might expect. Mom and Dad are here. Jeff Sanders had a really nice story in the UT about the Nola family. And the one quote from their dad, AJ, I mean, it hit pretty squarely. He was talking yesterday to Jeff, and he said, "Tomorrow is going to be the highlight of my life."
Wow. Such an impactful night.
Mom Stacy here as well as Jake Cronenworth takes low. A ball and no strikes from Nola, who did not face the Padres back in that 4th of July weekend series at Philadelphia. The last time Nola faced the Padres, it was here in 2019, the game in which McCutchen was hurt on that dropped pop-up. Cronenworth in the air, and that is Gregorius going back. Yes, indeed, he won away. So here it is, Austin at the plate, Aaron on the mound, and Mom and Dad feeling I don't know what.
Yeah, the backyard wiffle ball game just got elevated.
The slightest acknowledgement, and now to work. Austin is the older Nola. Little extra mustard on that fastball, strike one.
Yeah, my question is, did they go over what would happen when they had this moment?
'95 and '96 to get ahead 0-2, and now, of course, Austin's got to think about the curveball and the changeup, or does he want to get me on 3 straight fastballs? Yeah. There was that time in the backyard, he said.
Wonder if I'll give you that first pitch fastball, and then I'm going to go to work.
Got him. 96 again, 3 straight heaters, and Aaron showing Austin no brotherly love. 2 down in the bottom of the second. It's a heck of a thing.
Yeah, 3 straight fastballs, challenge. And the reaction of his dad. Love him rocking both jerseys.
I mean, he legitimately looked pained and thrilled at the exact same time, and how could he not?
Emotional roller coaster tonight.
First strikeout of the night, of course, for Aaron. And now Eric Hosmer. They played together 1 year at LSU. Mentioned Austin was older. That was 2012. And maybe the last time before tonight they faced off in anything close to a competitive environment was an intra-squad game at LSU that year. And I guess Austin just ripped a double right out of the gate in his first time up against his brother. And so the next time up, the coaches wanted to even the score a little bit. So they were telling Aaron, just throw curveballs in the dirt. But they gave Austin a hit and run sign, so he had to swing. And he struck him out.
Gotta love that. Freshman against a senior.
As soon as Aaron Nola arrived on campus at Baton Rouge, teammates, of course, began calling him Little Nola, as every little brother in history can relate to. But he's done fine work for himself, both in college and in the pros.
Yeah, it's so interesting for all the people out there playing with their siblings. I did it in high school. These guys are doing it at the elite level. Pretty cool moment.
1-2 now to Eric Hosmer. Singled and walked 3 times last night. His first 3-walk game since 2018. Behind in the count here, though. And he got him. Nola with a good curveball. Back-to-back strikeouts to end a 1-2-3 second. He needed just 9 pitches. Home run by Odubel Herrera. Time now to answer our Valley View Casino trivia question. Aaron and Austin Nola both drafted by the same team in 2011. That team was?
Yes.
The Toronto Blue Jays. 22nd round for Aaron. 31st for Austin. And, of course, they would go on from there. And it all came together tonight in the bottom of the 2nd inning as they got to face off head-to-head. So Herrera, who has provided the only run of this game, back at the dish. Round 2 against Joe Musgrove. And that is a big hop to Hosmer. Nicely done, both guys. And a nice routine first out here in the 3rd inning.
Tell you what, Jesse, the only thing that came close to that for me was Jared versus Jeff Weaver in the Freeway Series. Angels versus the Dodgers. And I was in the building that night, and Jeff, the older, gets the win over Jared. Jared gave up 6 runs on 10 hits in 5 1/3 innings, and his brother, older brother, who was a reliever, was a spot starter, ends up throwing 5 innings. He gets the win.
It's a different dynamic with both guys being pitchers.
Yeah. Family out of Southern California. Just a special night just to see that at this level. I think was really interesting. His mom was rocking the hybrid jersey.
It looked like the one family member down there had a Philly hat and a Friars robe on. So he's dressed like half mascot, half guy. And yeah, you can really, truly only imagine. There he is. Yeah.
Love that.
What they all must be feeling. One and 2 to Segura. Musgrove again, and this has been the case for a while now, really leaning on that curveball.
Yeah, and the location of it now, he's got a good feel for it. He understands he's got to mix that fastball in just to keep these Phillies honest.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Segura, hit by a pitch his first time. Phillies obviously trying to make themselves relevant postseason wise as we head towards the final 40 games or so of the season. And Segura, perhaps as much as anybody, is hungry. Speaking of brothers, Kyle Seager in Seattle is the only guy active in baseball to play more games without ever getting to the playoffs than this guy, Segura.
Wow. Well, the Phillies sit 4 games behind the Atlanta Braves. Also 4 games behind in the wild card.
Segura debuted and played 1 game with the Angels in 2012, then to Milwaukee, and no postseason in his life. Musgrove with his 4th strikeout of the night. 2 outs to the top of the 3rd inning, and time now for the Callaway long ball. We go back to last night. Bryce Harper, lefty-lefty. That is a breaking ball from Blake Snell that goes 430 feet out over the barrel deck and right. #23 of the season for Bryce Harper. That was the only home run the Phils got yesterday. And he got to wear the hat. If you did a thought exercise and said, what is the spiritual opposite of the swag chain? That hat might be the answer.
Right. The straw hat. They have multiple ones too, don't they?
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to back, Got a multiple one.
Stack them up.
Yeah.
The other way this time, and that's a base hit. Myers threw Miller out last night trying to go second on a single to left. This time he will hold Harper to a base hit.
Jesse, this is what makes Bryce Harper very interesting, because he's sitting breaking ball and he takes a fastball the other way. You see him fighting it off. And yes, it's a single, but he can maintain that. Has the bat speed and also the short swing to be able to dump that fastball into left. Pretty impressive.
Musgrove had set down 8 in a row prior to that. And now Gregorius popped to Hosmer in the first inning. Gregorius probably most remembered from his time with the Yankees. He has also spent a couple of years in Arizona, one season with the Reds, and his second season as a Phil. Harper runs, and Nola's throw down to second is in time. Good throw, great tag by Frazier, and for the moment at least, Bryce Harper is out, and the top of the third inning is over.
What a throw by Nola. Had to one hop this one, but how about the tag by Frazier? And the slide right at that left foot of Frazier.
There will be no challenge. The inning is over, and good footwork by Adam Frazier at second base. He's coming up, down a run in the bottom of the third inning against the Phillies on a Saturday night at Petco, and time for the Kia player profile as Aaron Nola goes back to work. So far 6 up, 6 down, and if you look at the strikeout numbers for Nola, that is right amongst the elite in the National League this season.
Yeah, and we see why, because he can land that breaking ball, especially if he gets a feel for it. Came in with 163 strikeouts, which is 9th in the National League.
Fastball called a strike to Will Myers, and you've seen a few of those, including one to Austin Nola last inning. Certainly looked like it was well off the plate to that side, and home plate umpire Gabe Morales called it a strike. They go back out there, and this time they don't get the call, and that was kind of the area that got some people frustrated last night as well.
I'll say this, Jesse, as a player too, I shift the focus away from the umpire. And yes, it's pitch by pitch, but you have to focus on constructing it at bat. You know, back in the day, if I knew an umpire was going to be wide, yeah, I'd look back. I asked them that question, hey, is that on the corner or more? They give you information or they won't, but that would just change up. Hey, I have to be a little more aggressive. Can't take pitches off of the plate. Got to try to foul those off.
And right back out there for strike 3 called. Myers with some brief words, it looked like, maybe under his breath as much as anything, but 3 straight Ks for Aaron Nola, and 1 out in this bottom of the third inning.
Well, we always talk about command, and this is what Aaron Nola has. He has the breaking ball, he has the 4-seam fastball, and now the sinker, the 2-seamer, starts off the plate and catches the edge. He is in command of all 3 of his pitches. Hasn't even gone to that changeup yet.
7 up, 7 down as the number 8 hitter Adam Frazier stands in. First time we're seeing him hit down towards the bottom of the order since coming over via trade from the Pirates. One of the top hitters in the National League this year at 309.
I'll say this, Jess, to put it to bed. You have to battle emotions when you're trying to grab wins. You're trying to individually try to impact the offense, but really have to make it centered on what your at bat is and just construct that at bat. Understand that there are challenges in this game, and how you're going to fight your way out of it is just passing the baton to the next.
And you said something interesting too, and it certainly relates to last night. The Padres knew from scouting reports and their own experience that yesterday it was going to be a wide zone. Jace Tingler said after the game he has the widest zone of any umpire in baseball. So they were, in a way, ready for it. But obviously things change once you get underway and the passions of competition heat up.
And I'll say this, too. It doesn't necessarily have to change your focus when you're constructing a bat until you get 2 strikes. Then you can't leave it up to the umpire. And sometimes that is challenging.
No doubt about that one. 4 straight strikeouts for Nola, who of course tied the major league record with 10 straight strikeouts earlier this year.
That 2-seam fastball, talking about a lane changer, off the plate and catches a lot of it and elevating that fastball. That's been the mistake pitch when he goes wrong. That 2-seamer is leaked over the middle of the plate.
8 up, 8 down. As mentioned, 4 straight Ks. Musgrove stands in. June 25th against the Mets. He did something that had only been done once before and not since April of 1970, and that was strike out 10 consecutive guys. Tom Seaver did it against the Padres back at the beginning of that season, their second ever. Joe can handle the stick, certainly.
Well, this has been challenging for Aaron Nola this year. Only a 7-7 record coming into this. The 4.48 ERA. And he said at one time, he said, I want to throw all of my other starts away and just start over. That's where he is mentally, but you can see he's in a groove early in this ball game.
One and 2 now on Joe Musgrove. And yeah, I mentioned earlier it's kind of been feast or famine for Nola. He's had 10 really bad ones, 8 really good ones. There's almost nothing in between. It's really almost bizarre when you look at his game-by-game results.
Yeah, if you're a Phillies fan, you're wondering, hey, when is that breakout season coming? Because he has the stuff. And one of those traits that he's had over the years, Jesse, and he has struggled at the end of the year. He's had some really hiccup starts that have put a bad taste in his mouth going into that offseason. Want to get over that hump.
And Musgrove has worked it full. Padres have not had a base runner yet against Aaron Nola. I can't believe I haven't called him Austin yet. It's almost happened like 4 times in 3 innings.
That kept me up last night.
Oh. Got him. 5 straight strikeouts for Nola, who has set down the first 9 in a row.
Phillies over the Padres 1-0 here at Petco Park as we head into the top of the 4th inning. And I have the pleasure right now of being joined by Austin and Aaron Nola's dad, AJ Nola. Thank you so much for being here, and you're with your wife, Stacy. And who else is here? There's like 20 people from Louisiana, right?
Oh yes, these are all my family and friends from Louisiana, and Austin and Aaron's agents here, and we even have a priest along that taught them in high school. So we're living a dream right now.
I love it. The first time that these guys are facing each other in the majors, what is this moment like for you as their dad?
Words can't describe it right now. I'm just trying to soak it all in and enjoy the moment, because we've been waiting for this for since they were little kids.
Is there nerves? Is it all excitement, or is it kind of terror as well?
Well, it's excitement. It's nerves for Aaron more than Austin, but most excitement. Yeah.
All right, I saw you yesterday. You were wearing a Padres jersey over your Phillies jersey. Today, you reversed it, of course. How do you find your allegiance on each of the days when you want them both to do well?
Well, when Aaron's pitching, I gotta support him just a little bit more. So tomorrow I'll flip him around and support Austin more.
It's very understandable, but you're okay with Austin getting a few hits, right?
I'm okay with that. Aaron's got him 1-0 so far.
What's it been like with the trash talk and the competition leading up to this, and also growing up in your household?
Oh God, it it was awesome in high school, in college, because they got to play together one year. So this morning it was a little bit of trash talk. You know, I told Austin he better get his hits in for Friday night, and so he told me he kind of did a little trash talking and said, "No, I'm gonna get my hits in tonight." So.
Is it like a group text, like a family text?
No, we got together for a little breakfast this morning.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Well, I got to ask you about like Sunday dinners and Thanksgiving. Like a lot of competition there.
Oh yeah. Well, they talk about, you know, things like approaching hitters and approaching batters, and, you know, cool stuff about the game. Yeah. No trash talk then. Yeah.
Good enough. And how about their relationship now? Do they still have a pretty close relationship?
Oh yeah, super close. Since they, you know, moved out the house and went on to LSU, and you know, they gotten closer and closer every year. So I got a lot of support from my family and friends back at home, and they love watching Austin and Aaron.
Well, Aaron's pitching a heck of a game, and of course Austin doing amazing with the Padres. So it's got to be great for you as their dad.
I tell you what, I'm soaking it in. I'm living the dream, and honestly, this is the highlight of my life.
We love hearing that. Thank you so much for your time, AJ. It's great to have you and your wife here, Stacy, as well as your whole family. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Jesse Sweens, back over to you guys. The Nola family in full force here tonight, guys.
Oh, Annie, thank you so much. And to all of the Nolas, friends, family, spiritual leaders, all of them. That is, boy, you talk about somebody beaming.
Yeah, congratulations to AJ and Stacy. You can see the impact in the moment overtaking, because waiting for this moment and it coinciding tonight at Petco Park. That was a great interview too, Annie. Nice going.
I look forward to Austin breaking up the no-hitter next inning, and that'll be another fun piece of trash talk between the two, I'm sure, as McCutchen battles Musgrove here. And, you know, it's funny because we have focused a little bit on the trash talk aspect and the competitive aspect, but you dig into the Nolas and you read things that they've said over the years, and it becomes apparent how critical they each have been to each other's successes on the field. And what Austin did for Aaron when he got to LSU, that 1 year they were together, and the way Aaron helped Austin is Austin kind of had that meandering road through the minor leagues, while his brother kind of jumped right from the draft almost to the big leagues just a year later. They have been critical components to each other's development.
Yeah, Jesse, and the admiration and love really resonates. And yes, for Austin to know that his younger brother did jump, but that's what happens with pitchers, and especially the high draft picks. But just the camaraderie that they have, this is a moment that will go in and be talked about a long time.
Nice battle there between a couple of very talented guys, but Musgrove strikes out McCutchen for the second time tonight. And 2 outs here in the top of the 4th.
Well, Joe's starting to get in that groove, and you can see that little cut fastball there. Gets on the side of it and misses the bat of McCutchen. Joe's starting to feel it, starting to mix the pitches, and Austin Nola is doing a very good job putting the signs down and getting him in that rhythm.
First pitch swinging, and that's a foul ball off of Brad Miller's bat. It was nice to see Musgrove get Miller back in his first at bat to end that first inning, because for whatever reason he has really enjoyed the Padres over the course of his career, mostly with Seattle. 7 for 15 now in his life at Petco, and still about a .440 hitter against the Padres in 19 career games against San Diego.
Yeah, one of those platoon players and bench guy that is very aggressive early in the count.
Getting some more extended run at first base right now with Rhys Hoskins on the injured list. For the Phils, he's fighting a groin injury. And, boy, it sounded like maybe Hoskins would return last night. He didn't. Sounded maybe like he'd return tonight. He didn't. And the Phils have pushed it back at least one more day. But the Padres have at least that slight advantage, not having to face Hoskins, one of their best hitters.
I think Joe Girardi would like to get some offense, especially at that first base position. And to your point, Jesse, having Brad Miller in there. .440 batting average when he's ahead in the count, .130 when he is not, with 2 strikes.
And just off the plate, 3-1 now from Joe Musgrove to Brad Miller. Ronald Torreyes would be next. There have been so many wonderful family stories for the Padres this year. And Joe, a big part of that with the local connection. Camarena. And now the Nolas. Sometimes bigger than just baseball.
Yeah, and those are the stories that really resonate with this game.
Curveball misses, and the first walk of the night issued by Musgrove. Did hit a batter back in the first, put a 2-out base runner for Philadelphia. Torreyes, who hit the comebacker off of Musgrove's bare hand in his first at bat, gets another crack at him here.
Yeah, and that was the first bad breaking ball he has thrown since the first inning.
Torreyes will turn 29 in a couple of weeks. Most of his big league time with the Yankees, 3 years with them. He has been a Twin. He has been a Dodger, although that was very briefly at the start of his career. And now season 2 with the Phillies. Plays third base, some shortstop. One ball and one strike from Musgrove. Nowhere for Miller to go after the good stop by Austin Nola. A lot of thinking going on before
It's okay. We're all doing it.
Doesn't help both A names. The dad is AJ. Two and one to Torreyes. And that is foul out of play. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Torreyes started at shortstop last night, 0 for 4 with a couple of Ks.
Yeah, Joe Girardi has talked about how well his defense has been, but obviously he has helped offensively. The struggles of youngster Alec Bohm, that's been one of those cases where they've tried to piece it together, and Torreyes has been a nice find for them.
That is out of play again. You could sense certainly Joe's frustration after walking Miller with 2 outs. And all of a sudden the pitch count creeping up around 70. But just the 1 run allowed on the second pitch of this game. Odubel Herrera leadoff home run. The wind has really kicked up in the last couple of moments. Just something to keep in mind if you get a ball in the air here. Looks like it's probably blowing out towards right. Feels like the temperature's dropped 5-7 degrees just in the last few minutes or so.
Yeah, and it swirls in the outfield.
Now full count, 3-2 on Torreyes.
With a 3-2 count, a runner on first base, he'll be set in motion. Outfielders just taking another step as we take a look at the flags.
Third straight full count. McCutchen, Miller, now Torreyes. Miller will run, and that is ball 4. Back-to-back 2-out walks issued by Joe Musgrove. And now a quick word from Kia.
It's summer, so wherever you get out and go, you can count on a Kia to take you there.
So 3 straight full counts, 2 straight walks. That almost always equals a visit from your pitching.
You know, Jesse, and we're seeing it too. The pitch count rising in so many of these starters with going after that strikeout. Almost seems like they're enamored. It's me, the 25th pitch of this inning. Pitching coach Larry Rothschild going out there, probably giving him a break.
Long first inning, an efficient second, an efficient third, and now a long fourth.
I always hear pitchers talk about that 15 pitch mark. And yes, you're going to have some taxing innings depending on where you are in the lineup. Just doesn't give them the ability to pitch deeper in the ball games.
You got Torres at first, Miller at second, 2 down, and the number 8 hitter Knapp taking outside. Ball 1 from Musgrove. Andrew Knapp playing in his 300th major league game. Talked about it earlier, not a lot of opportunity catching behind JT Realmuto, Northern California guy. Played at Cal, and he grounds this one just fair at first base. Hosmer will take care of it, and that will take care of the Phillies here in the top half of inning number 4. A couple of 2-out walks and a couple of guys stranded. Valley Sports presents Padre Baseball, brought to you by Circa Resort and Casino, by San Diego County Toyota Dealers, by Bill Howe, we know how, and by Knockaround Sunglasses. Joe Musgrove, wheeling and dealing, has allowed just 1 run through 4 innings, but the Padres have yet to reach base against Aaron Nola through 3.
Second time around, Jesse. Second time around. You got to make some adjustments, and this is going to be interesting moving forward. Nola was in a very good groove. Also incorporated the 2-seamer the last inning.
Mentioned he tied the major league record, set the Philly record back in June against the Mets with 10 consecutive strikeouts. Philly record had been 7, done thrice. Lefty, Schilling, and Eichhoff. Grisham with Tatis and Machado to follow, and Trent swings and misses. Strike 1 from Nola.
Yeah, big swing by Grisham. I like the aggressiveness, but use the middle of the field. Try to set something up.
Trying to figure out what kind of pitcher Aaron Nola is a little bit of a challenge in terms of the results that he gets, because he does get his strikeouts, he does get his groundouts, and he does get his flyouts. He's kind of near-ish the top of the league in all 3 of those results, and it's a little bit mysterious. You don't often see that. Usually a guy is sort of dominant towards 1, maybe 2 of those things. And I asked Jay Stingler about it before the game, and he said, he's able to pitch so many different ways. He can use the 4-seamer up to get the fly ball, the 2-seamer down to get the ground out. He's got the curveball, which he can finish off for strikeouts. And so I imagine as a hitter, there's a lot of thinking that has to go on against a guy like
I
this.
totally agree, Jesse. And you think about that release point, it's almost a low 3/4. And if he drops down and works underneath it, that becomes flat. Those have been his challenges. When the 2-seam action leaks over the middle of the plate, you have to capitalize on mistakes if you're hitters. If he's working on the edges, you have to tip your cap, and you're going to be a lot of 2-strike at bats. And that's what Aaron Nola looks like right now to me. But here's a 7-7 record. There's that big inning coming, and you know it's in there.
That is a 6th consecutive strikeout.
Yeah, to me, it goes back to that first swing of Trent Grisham. That was the 2-seamer, middle away, and then he got some nasty fastballs. Not only does it have velocity, but it has movement. That to me indicates you have to be short to the baseball. Don't try to power the baseball. It'll take care of itself. Easier said than done.
Fernando hit a rocket his first time up, but right at the shortstop Gregorius. First pitch changeup this time, and he's out in front. Padres looking for their first base runner of the night. And that is fouling out of play. Tatis in an 0-2 hole here.
And that's the priority right now for the Padres, just trying to get Aaron Nola in the stretch. That'll change things up, maybe disrupt his rhythm that he has worked into.
Got him. Another changeup, and now 7 straight strikeouts for Aaron Nola. So he puts himself right back on that Philly leaderboard.
First 2 changeups of the night, and they were to Tatis. First time through, didn't throw a changeup at all. Takes one of the dangerous hitters and changes it up twice in that at bat.
Yeah, set down the first 11 to come to bat, the last 7 all by strikeout. He is the only Philly to ever have 8 straight strikeouts in a game. Manny popped to first in his first at bat, and he takes strike 1. Hung that one and just foul at third base. Another 2-strike count. Remember, when the Padres hit a homer today, you get a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink. Full reset for Manny after he missed that curveball from Nola.
Changeup.
And caught at third base by Torres. So that ends the string of 7 straight Ks, but 12 in a row set down by Aaron Nola to start his night. It is now time for a play worthy of a Carl's Cam replay. On this date, August 21st, 2011, the Padres retire number 51, to honor baseball's all-time saves leader. And you talk to any single person who was in the building that day, and they will tell you that is maybe the greatest on-field ceremony they have ever witnessed.
I got to agree with them. Number 51, the Hall of Famer. Hell's Bells. What a great day that was. All the Hoffman family, his wife Tracy. I think there's no better Hall of Famer in human that can represent a franchise like he does for the Padres.
Oh, we have been lucky in that regard here. Nola was punched out to end the second inning by Musgrove. He did work the count. Takes a curveball for strike 2 there. And how chatty do you think Austin is right now?
Yeah, he's probably locked in and concentrating on what he has and the task in front of him. But you can see the ability. He has been dialed in tonight.
Lays off that curveball, 2-2. Who is the chattiest catcher you ever encountered as a hitter?
He's in that dugout over there. His name's Joe Girardi. Tell you what, man, you'd go up and you'd dig in, and he'd say, "Hey, what's going on, Sweens?" You're digging in. He'd keep on talking, chatting you up. I said, "Hey, I only get one of these. Can you give me a little concentration?" But listen, Joe Girardi has done it all. Been that backup guy, been the #1 catcher, done a lot for this game of baseball. He's been in the broadcast booth and also now as a manager of the Phillies. Yankees, Marlins.
Strike 3 to Nola. 6 Ks for Joe Musgrove, who is pitching beautifully. Future of the game will be on the field right here at Petco Park. Watch a preview of the 2022 MLB Draft as the best high school players in the country battle in the Perfect Game All-American Classic. It is tomorrow at 5 p.m. after the game between the Padres and the Phillies. That, by the way, is why our game tomorrow, the Padre game, will be at 12:40. So don't get fooled. Show up late. Tune in late. Padres live the pregame at noon and first pitch at 12:40. Unusual for a Sunday, we know. Odubel Herrera has knocked in the only run of this game.
Isn't that interesting? First batter of the game. Second pitch. And a breaking ball to right center for a home run. That's been the story offensively.
Phillies have only 2 other hits, both singles by Bryce Harper. Outside of that, Musgrove has been almost as good as Nola. And now Girardi and a trainer out. And perhaps something with Herrera after that foul ball. That was very convincing, whatever he said. So Herrera will settle back into the box. And Musgrove delivers strike 2. You kind of alluded to it earlier, but previously this season it was so many sliders and cutters from Joe in the last, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 starts, whatever it is now. A lot more curveballs.
Yeah, and he's getting a good feel for it. Has a lot of depth. Can pitch it to both sides of the plate.
Way out in front of that one. Hosmer's had a busy day defensively. Nice little flip to Musgrove. I don't know that Joe was ready for it, but they're able to make the play for the second out of the inning.
You're right, Jesse. Such a good athlete is Joe Musgrove going over there, but typically you don't see that glove flip. I think Herrera got out of the batter's box, and Haas saw that, realized he had to get that quick flip. And the good athlete on the mound ends up grabbing it and putting those new spikes right down on first base. Those are sweet kicks.
So 2 outs and nobody on for Gene Segura. Struck out his last time up against Joe. One to nothing Philadelphia in the top of the 5th inning. Leadoff homer Odubel Herrera, the only run of the game. Padres have yet to have a base runner against Aaron Nola. 1-2. Need I remind you, the last time that Joe Musgrove started, the Padres did not have a hit. Got him. Perfectly placed fastball on the outside corner. 7 strikeouts for Musgrove and a 1-2-3 5th inning. We are midway. Padres will come up looking to get some run support for number 44. Padres back to work at the dish in the bottom of the 5th inning. They trail the Phillies 1-0. Time now for our Coors Light beating the pressure. highest walk rate in all of baseball this year. Only one team in the National League walks more frequently than the Padres do. There is the Padre walk leader, Tommy Pham. He had 3 yesterday. Padres with 10 walks in the game last night against the Phillies. They got guys on, they got guys over, couldn't get guys in. And here tonight, still looking to figure out that first one against Aaron Nola.
I wouldn't mind a walk right now just to try to put Aaron Nola in the stretch.
Jake Cronenworth can certainly provide that. Jake swings about as infrequently as anybody in baseball at the first pitch, but every once in a while he does. And it's a pop-up. Torreyes calling for it, though no one is anywhere near him, and he makes the play. 1 down in the 5th. I guess better safe than sorry. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Aaron Nola, who, suffice it to say, has been very efficient. And now his second crack at brother Austin, with mom and dad looking on.
AJ and Stacy. Stacy's got that creative shirt tonight.
So he has retired 13 in a row to start the game. And now he's got to face his brother. Curveball misses. 3 straight fastballs in the first AB.
I was wondering what that first pitch was going to be. I was hoping it wasn't going to be off that left elbow.
Austin struck out his first time. Round 2. That's where he started him in that first at bat, and he got a couple of calls out there. Not this time, and a rare 2-0 count for Aaron Nola here tonight.
Yeah, Andrew Knapp tried to pull that in, try to grab that strike off the plate.
We say obviously it's the first time they're facing off in their major league careers. They were teammates that 1 year in college, but I mean, who knows how many at bats in the backyard.
Right. How many bullpens he has caught.
Change up, lofted into shallow right field, but Segura gets there to make the catch. 0 for 2. Well, I guess that was good, says Dad, and Mom says, I think so, maybe.
Yeah, we heard AJ talk about really trying to root for Aaron, the pitcher. So he understands it's once every 5 days.
Strike 1 to Eric Hosmer, who struck out back in the second inning. That was the second of what would become 7 consecutive strikeouts for Aaron Nola, who already this year had 10 consecutive strikeouts in a game. Got to figure at some point the Elias Sports Bureau or Jason Stark will let us know how often that has occurred in Major League history. I would bet not very often. The guys had 2 such runs in the same season. Tom Seaver, the only other guy to have 10 straight strikeouts at any point. Sharply into the Philadelphia dugout angle. Look out. I'd get up and move myself. Oh, 0-2 curveball to Hosmer is golfed, and they're going to say a foul ball at the plate. Nola has retired the first 14 in a row. Only 51 pitches as he works with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Another 0-2.
Now you could see even with that four-seamer, 95 on that fastball. Got the movement with the two-seamer, the high fastball, the changeup. Seen the curveball.
He's been ahead all night long. He has only gone to a 3-ball count twice. Seems like it's been 0-2 almost all night long.
Going back to the changeup.
And Hosmer lays off 1-2.
I think the challenge for the Padres now is just trying to disrupt that rhythm that he's in. See, very economical tonight. Only 15 pitches in the third, and that was when he was stretched a little bit.
Hard hit, but right at Segura. Well-positioned second baseman, and 5 perfect innings for Aaron Nola. It is still 1-0 Philadelphia.
And as Tatis came off the field, Harper grabbed him. The two hugged and then chatted a minute. I asked them both about it today. Tatis said it was a moment of appreciation for one another. He said it meant a lot, that he looked up to Harper growing up and still does. And Bryce Harper told me he wanted to stop him to tell him to keep going, to keep having fun, that he loves watching him and how he plays the game. He said he's so good for San Diego, for the fans, for the game. He said just watching him out there in the outfield, no doubt about it, he's going to win a Gold Glove there one day. High praise coming from Harper. And regarding the flashiness in which Tatis plays, Harper said, I love it because he backs it up. He's like that every day. He doesn't change, and he plays so hard. Jesse Sweens, he said, I respect guys like that so much. So a very cool moment between the two of them guys.
Yeah, that's really neat, Annie. Thank you. And pretty high respect, obviously, from another guy who's kind of, come up the way Fernando did, with a lot of hype and excitement surrounding him, a lot of talk about the way he played, and obviously both guys put up the numbers to back everything up.
Yeah, you think about it, Jesse. I think the game of baseball, especially after Derek Jeter, was looking for that face of baseball. I think they wanted to do that with Bryce Harper, also Mike Trout. But the thing that Fernando does is he does it with a smile, does it with a love for the game of baseball. I think all of those guys have that trait, and they have that it factor. But I think everyone's starting to realize that I love that story. I love the respect for the game. You always have to understand that there's components and stars of this game that have to be at their best. That's why this game flourishes. And everyone around baseball is talking about Fernando Tatis Jr. And I just love the fact that Bryce Harper took that time to have that moment.
They are the two starting right fielders in this game, Bryce Harper and Fernando Tatis Jr. 3-2 now from Musgrove. And Joe keeping his team in the game. There is no doubt about that. He's up to 90 pitches, but has allowed only the 1 run on 3 hits. Harper's got 2 of them. Singles in the first and the third. Got him. Oh, the foul tip was dropped. So Harper will stay alive for at least one more pitch here.
Well, the high curveball, just getting a piece of it.
Harper began his career 0 for 8 against Joe, but 2 for 2 tonight. And another hard hit foul.
Can't tell you how hard it is to cover that curveball. Seems like he's sitting on it, but also can still handle that fastball. Last at bat, dumping that into left field. A lot of hitters will sit fastball and adjust to breaking ball. Speed him up, slow him down.
Got him on 3-2, and another really good curveball from Musgrove. That's his 8th strikeout of the night. And 1 out.
And he showed emotion after this breaking ball. This is the best one he's thrown all night. Just locking up Bryce Harper. What a feel. Looks like a strike and perfectly placed for that 8th strikeout.
Good battle. Good result for Joe. 1 out. Base is empty. Didi Gregorius. And another curveball. 1-0. There's obviously a lot we knew about Joe Musgrove before he got to the Padres, but getting an opportunity to watch him basically every 5 days, you obviously get a much deeper appreciation. The competitiveness and the ability to keep his team in games is really remarkable, as is Manny's ability to do that. Out number 2 in the top of the 6th, and that is the Manny shift. Time for our Mike's Hard Lemonade Hard Play.
Now,
that is not easy.
Just incredible, and the awareness of the speed of Didi Gregorius getting down the line, and what a pick on the back end by Eric Hosmer. Utilizing that big glove because he had to get rid of it. That one hop, maintaining that left toe on the back part of the bag. What a play by Manny.
He is a unique talent. Musgrove has struck out McCutchen twice. That one backs up, hits the inside edge, 1-1. Boy, all of a sudden, Musgrove's breaking stuff getting even better as he approaches 100 pitches.
He understands the importance of matching those zeros, too.
Got it. Another one for Musgrove as he strikes out McCutchen for the 3rd time tonight. He's got 9, and he has retired 7 straight. 5 innings with 7 strikeouts. He has only thrown 54 pitches. That's an average of fewer than 11 per inning, as he has set down the first 15 in a row to come up here tonight. He's done it a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, you know what, Jesse? The common theme for me is he has been glove side dominant. He has been dotting that pitch. Fastball, 2-seam fastball. He's incorporated that changeup to righties.
Myers and Frazier to start the 6th inning. Then perhaps a pinch hitter for Joe Musgrove, who hit the 99 pitch mark in the top of the inning.
If you're out there searching, I think the Padres are too. Now you have to split the plate in half. Got to give him a certain spot, and you got to attack the other. Doesn't mean you get big with your swing. It has everything to do with your plan and honoring what his command has really created tonight.
Myers cracks it right to Torreyes. And that is the first out of the 6th inning. It's interesting that all 7 strikeouts for Nola tonight came consecutively.
Yeah. He's just getting a good feel and talking about that rhythm, but it has everything to do with him staying out of the middle of the plate. Those have been his challenges when he has been struggling. Tonight that command has been there, but really the Padres are one swing away from changing that. That's because of Joe Musgrove.
Adam Frazier at the plate, struck out looking back in the 3rd inning, but he comes into play tonight literally with more hits than anybody else in the National League. Jurickson Profar, meanwhile, has stepped out on deck to hit for Musgrove. Always smiling. And 2-0. Popped up, shallow left, long way to go. It will be Gregorius calling and making the catch for out number 2. Thought for a moment that one might find no man's land, but it did not. It got loud here, sellout crowd, and some post-play communication there, I think, between McCutcheon and Gregorius, making sure they're on the same page moving forward. So Profar will pinch hit here, trying to become the first Padre to reach base against Aaron Nola. Joe Musgrove's night officially done after 6 outstanding innings.
Yeah, tip of the cap to Joe Musgrove. One mistake, and he matched zeros with Aaron Nola.
Joe in his last 2 starts now has thrown 11 innings, and while he has been in the game, the Padres have literally not had a hit. Profar, the switch hitter, takes, I guess, inside. Ball 1 from Nola. Three on the right side against Jerkson, who came off the injured list last night. Drew a walk as a pinch hitter in the 6th inning. 1-1. Daniel Hudson will be next. Two outs and the base is empty here in the 6th. And hard hit, caught at first base by Miller, and we have seen that time and time again tonight. Aaron Nola, 6 perfect innings, and the Phillies a 1-0 lead. Valley Sports presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Petco, official partner of the San Diego Padres. By Templeton Rye. Go to www.templetonbarrelclub.com to enter the $1 million barrel strength home run challenge. And by Jack in the Box. Remember, when the Padres hit a homer today, you get a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with purchase of a large drink. Padres Hall of Fame out beyond left field here at Petco Park, and the all-time Padre home run leader, Nate Colbert, in the house here tonight to throw out a ceremonial first pitch. One of the first true stars in franchise history.
I tell you what, Jesse, I've been waiting to meet Nate. Haven't met him, and tonight came up in the booth, and that was an honor. Throwing out the first pitch tonight.
Brad Miller goes after the first pitch from Daniel Hudson. Cronenworth the only guy over there, and Jake runs out of room and then has to deal with the net. Looks like he's all right. Yeah, Nate said he hadn't been here since 2015.
Always good to see the royalty of the San Diego Padres.
Colbert is boxed out, but I promise Nate is in there. Okay, you can see the jersey.
Is that RJ? Looked like it was RJ with him. Heard the rumblings that he was going to be in the ballpark.
0-2 on Miller. He had a good RJ story, didn't he?
Took him deep. 3 for 3 was he against RJ?
I think 3 for 3 with a homer.
That's a fun conversation.
Ball and 2 strikes to Miller. Yeah, Nate Colbert as a Padre, 163 home runs, more than anybody else. Adrian Gonzalez got so close at 161 before being traded away. And don't think for a moment Nate was happy about that.
Right.
He worked with Adrian when Adrian was a kid down in Bonita.
Well, he understands it's probably going to be passed in the next few years.
Painful foul ball for Miller. He'll take a moment to himself. No batting glove, no shin guard.
Oof. That slider you just get out in front of. So painful.
Torreyes and Knapp to follow. This is 6, 7, and 8 for the Phillies in the 7th inning. Got it. Daniel Hudson strikes out Brad Miller, one away in the 7th inning. And now a quick word from Fix Auto.
In 2021, supporting your community means supporting local businesses. Fix Auto Collision Centers want you to know that they're locally owned and operated. Call or click to find a body shop near you.
Well, the story of this night, twofold. Obviously, the primary thing at the moment is that Aaron Nola has thrown 6 perfect innings against his brother and the other Padres. And aside from that, the only run of this game coming on the second pitch that Joe Musgrove threw, a leadoff home run by Odubel Herrera. Outside of that, just goose eggs all over the place. And the Padres on the wrong side of it for the moment. Torreyes provided a scare back in the 2nd inning at a comebacker that went off the bare hand of Joe Musgrove, but Joe was okay. Stayed in and pitched about as well as we've seen in a long time. That is a shattered bat. And a nice play by Jake Cronenworth, the 2nd out of the 7th inning.
Hitting it off the end of the bat. That's dangerous. Don't see that too many times now. Used to see it a lot more. So dangerous if you're in that field. Nice play by Cronenworth to finish that. Like the final leg of the 440.
Pass the baton. Knapp swings and misses. 98 from Hudson. Padres picked Hudson up from the Nationals, so he's seen a lot of these guys the last couple of years. Quickly 0-2. Padres obviously will have the top of the order in the bottom of this 7th inning. Grisham, Tatis, and Machado. Against that guy. Hudson trying to work a 1-2-3 7th inning. Sixth appearance for Hudson as a Padre following that trade. Settling in with his new team. And he got him. Couple of strikeouts in a 1-2-3. Top of the 7th for Daniel Hudson. Top of the order coming up. Anything going against Aaron Nola in the bottom of the 7th inning as we check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. Beautiful night at Petco Park, and so far this sellout crowd has been treated to quite the pitching performance by Aaron Nola. He has gone 18 up and 18 down. Perfect through 6 innings with Grisham, Tatis, and Machado coming up. 1-0 on the leadoff home run by Odubel Herrera.
Can't say enough for Joe Musgrove and what he did, Jesse. I mean, matching the zeros. Yes, he did have that mistake pitch in that 2nd pitch of the ball game. He's put this Padre offense in a position where they're only 1 swing away.
Yeah, on a night in which the other guy has been perfect, can't ask for any more than what Joe Musgrove gave. And 6 innings for Joe, became the first Padre starter to finish 6 since he did it back on August 9th against Miami. Hudson a 1-2-3 7th, and now back to work on Nola, who has thrown only 63 pitches. Trent Grisham takes one, and it's outside. Everybody to this point, except for Musgrove and Profar, is 0 for 2. Trent has flown out and struck out.
Yeah, most times I would say you want to take this pitch, you get 2-0, but his command has been so good. Got to stay short to this baseball. I'd sit on that glove side, middle in.
Only the third time tonight he has gone 2-0 on anybody. And that's a strike. 2-1 from Aaron Nola. Third time through this year, opponents hitting .300 against him.
Yeah, if you're Aaron Nola, you just throw those numbers out. He is in complete command and working well with Knapp.
2-2 now to Trent Grisham.
Sounds like he needs a new bat. Guess not.
Nola does have 3 career complete games, including a shutout this season. But obviously, long way to go. But hoping to face these 3 guys he is for the last time tonight. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Trent Grisham. Back on April 18th, Nola a 2-hit shutout against St. Louis. He threw 109 pitches. He has thrown as many as 116 pitches in a game this year. Came within 1 out of a complete game against the Braves late last month. But the efficiency tonight is pretty much off the charts. Grounded to the right side, kind of a tweener, and off the glove of Miller into right field. The Padres have their first base runner of the night. The question will become hit or error. They are calling it an error on Miller.
Yeah, and that's huge. It does a couple things. Brings in the crowd. They were sitting on their hands for so long. The backhand boot off the end of the bat, end of the glove, excuse me. But a huge break. And it puts Aaron Nola in the stretch for the first time tonight.
As loud as it has been.
You go back to last at bat, there were 2 changeups thrown. That was the first changeups he threw in the game to Tatis. Seen the fastball, seen the breaking ball tonight, and also the changeup. Third time through the order.
Fernando takes a fastball, strike, 0-1. Nola has mixed and matched. He's gotten a lot of soft contact, pop-ups, ground-outs. The 7 strikeouts came consecutively. He got his brother to start the 2nd inning and Fernando to finish the 4th.
And that's what's going to happen too. You have to try to disrupt everything that Aaron Nola has created all night long. Trent Grisham has the speed to take the base too. Even with Tatis up, I still think this is a good running situation.
He has stolen 9 bags this year, only been caught 3 times. Perfect game is over. Nola still working on a no-hitter. One ball and 1 strike. For the first time tonight, Nola, as you said, has to work out of the stretch. He's got to worry about a potential base runner. He's got to put his concentration not 100% on the batter.
Yeah, Jesse, I think this is where Fernando Tatis Jr. sets his sights middle away. Predominantly, that's where he has been throwing everything.
Grisham goes, swing and a miss, throw down. They didn't get him. Stolen base for Trent Grisham, his 10th of the year. And the tying run in scoring position with nobody out. Time for the top tier play presented by Arco.
Well, time to run, and you can see this ball takes off and hits his right ankle. One-run ball game. You got to take some chances. Been tough sledding tonight offensively with that error of Brad Miller, the stolen base of Grisham. Time to break up that no-hitter.
Yeah, it definitely hurt a little bit. He took a couple of moments for himself behind the bag at second. Nola retired the first 18 in a row. Grisham has reached on an error. He has stolen second base. And just like that, the tying run in scoring position. Two to Tatis.
Yeah, little windshield wipers by Knapp. Trying to pull that ball in.
Fernando has been outstanding with runners in scoring position. He has been outstanding in every situation. That is a foul ball. Just got a piece.
Aaron Nola has given Tatis the kitchen sink tonight. Everything. Fastball, curveball, changeup in this at bat. Good thing is he's seen everything. Pressure's on Aaron Nola. If you're Grisham, Jesse, you got to get a good secondary. They're holding him tight with Segura.
Battling away. How you feeling, AJ? Stacy? Seventh pitch of the at-bat about to be delivered. And he got him. Tatis strikes out, swinging at a changeup for the second time tonight. That is the 8th of the game for Nola and the first out here in the 7th inning.
Well, you have to guess because of the command. Maintains that arm speed and good location with that changeup. The action of AJ was how important that out was. Up comes Manny Machado.
Yeah, if you think back to the series the two teams played in July, that last game especially, Joe Girardi very clearly was not going to let Manny beat his team. I think he walked 3 straight times up, a couple of times intentionally after homering in his first 2 at-bats. But obviously this situation wildly different, even with first base open. But he is as dangerous as it gets in these situations.
You're right, Jesse. He has a resume to prove it. Also 82 RBIs. Joe understands that he's going to have to try to command this ball, maybe off the plate. Try to entice Manny to swing out of the strike zone.
First pitch is into center field and a base hit, the first of the night. Grisham's rounding third. He will score and we're tied at 1.
Oh yeah!
The first Padre hit of the night ties the game.
Oh, Manny Machado, 352 coming into this at bat on the first pitch. So much knowledge to take in. His third at bat, and he looks out over the plate. Two-seam fastball, good pitcher's pitch, but a better swing by Manny Machado. Breaking up the no-hitter and tying this ball game. 1-1, that was huge. Think about that error by Brad Miller to start this inning. It's the emotion that you want from this club. That changes everything.
Jake Cronenworth going after the first pitch and skying one to right field. High, but not too deep. And Harper makes the catch. Now number 2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. And perhaps for tonight at least, one last confrontation between the brothers Nola.
Yeah, and you think about Aaron Nola and that choice to go after Manny Machado. To me, that's a bad decision. I'll take youth over experience, and experience won that contest.
Austin has struck out and popped out against his brother. For the first, I don't know, half of the season, the Padre base stealing was such a big part of their offensive identity. It had not been the last few weeks, but a huge stolen base by Grisham allows Manny to cash him in and tie this game. Manny runs. Nola takes the throw. No chance. Second stolen base of the inning. Go ahead run in scoring position just like that.
Yeah, it's interesting because Aaron Nola was looking at Manny. I thought he was going to go over twice. This is his 10th stolen base. He's been aggressive this year. And running on Knapp. Sliding in hard into second base. Talking about a big run out there at second with 2 outs.
And now all of a sudden this becomes the biggest at bat of the night for Aaron Nola. 1-0 to Austin Nola. And ball 2.
Well, you see the difference in the stretch, Jesse. It just changes everything. The tempo's been different. He's missed location more. If you're Austin Nola, I think you have to look middle away. That's been his comfort level.
Two balls and a strike.
I always wondered this, said this last night, Jesse. In the middle of your concentration moment, you've got a 2-1 count. That run is on second base, and they're looking at a card, just breaking up that concentration level. That's just strange to me.
Almost hit him.
I just said it earlier. This backyard wiffle ball game got really intense. And think about this 3-1 pitch here. A lot of pressure on Aaron Nola. And his brother sitting in the batter's box. One pitch, one spot if you're Austin.
And he walks him. 2 on and 2 out. Well, what do you want to do, says Joe. Philly bullpen is much improved from earlier this year, but kind of a limited list of guys I think that Joe Girardi trusts in a close game, and might have seen all of them last night, Neris and Bradley and Kennedy.
Yeah, you wonder if Bradley's even available tonight. I'd say Neris would be used sparingly, maybe to finish an inning. But all sights on Aaron Nola and Eric Hosmer. Big at bat of the game.
Obviously the pitch count still very manageable for Nola, but a high stress 7. 2 on and 2 out for Hosmer. And a curveball missing, 1-0.
Next pitch will be number 85 for Aaron Nola. So you tend to make those mistakes. Leave up that changeup.
Two balls and no strikes to Hosmer. By far the hardest he has had to work at any point tonight.
You got to go back to that era. Brad Miller at first base with Grisham. Has not been the same out of the stretch.
Aaron Nola retired the first 18 in a row. Trent Grisham reached to start this inning on that error, stole second, scored on Manny Machado's single to tie the game. And now the Padres look to go in front for the first time. 2-1 to Eric Hosmer.
Wow. I think he goes change up here.
Machado at second, Austin Nola at first. Two and two. Big rip at that fastball.
Yeah, good swing by Haas. That was a two-seamer, leaked over middle in.
Padres trying to wave the go-ahead run in here in the bottom of the 7th inning against Aaron Nola. He got him. Nola strikes out Hosmer to end the 7th. That is his 9th of the night. But the Padres finally break through. They take advantage of the error, and Manny Machado with the first Padre hit of the night has tied the game at 1.
Tyler Stevenson with the bases loaded in the 6th against Miami. He'd deliver.
Breaks it up here in the 6th inning. Nice piece of hitting right there. Fastball 98 over the outer half. Doesn't try to do too much. Goes the other way. For the time being, puts the Redbirds there, or the Reds, ahead of the Pods half a game in the wild card.
Right, they win 7-4, so the Reds have won 3 in a row. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They're playing pretty good baseball. Obviously, they've been hitting well, but more than that, their schedule is somewhat favorable. We've talked about that over the time, haven't we? All right, Tim and I see you on Padres Live, the postgame show brought to you by Cox Communications. Jesse?
Mike, Tim, thank you both very much. Aaron Nola going to bat for himself here in the top of the 8th inning. He has struck out both times. That was against Joe Musgrove. Daniel Hudson on the mound this go-round as Hudson comes out to work a 2nd inning for the first time in a Padre uniform. And, the Reds hop in front of the Padres as they stay hot. And Mike brought up the schedule. Feels like everybody knows down the stretch here the Padres schedule is what it is. And it kind of seems to me, and I've said this a few times lately, where the Padres are at right now, probably more time would benefit them looking in the mirror than looking at the standings or the scoreboard, just in terms of where they're at right now.
Right, and it's tough because there's a lot of games left. Obviously, there's some important games moving forward. But I've said it so many times, it's taking care of business and taking care of your own business. As for the Reds, Joey Votto has been unbelievable, and that's what it takes. Someone offensively, get good pitching. It's a different hero every night. The Reds have something going on. Manager David Bell got a team that has a lot of confidence.
Padres tonight playing their 125th game of the year. By my math, 38 to go counting tonight. Of course, my math is often wrong, so feel free to double check. But that's close enough to give you an idea. 2-2 to Nola. Hudson 5 times with the Nationals this year, worked more than one full inning. Most recently 5 days before the trade deadline back on July 25th. Nola shoots that one out towards the right center gap. Fernando is shallow, won't get there. It's going to roll all night long. Nola on his way to second base. Obviously, he'll be content with a double. What a night for Aaron Nola. Second two-bagger of the season.
Now, typically you'll play in and over to the line, especially with the pitcher hitting. Just an elevated fastball, and credit Aaron Nola. Looking at Joe Girardi, he only has 88 pitches. That's a reason why he's hitting for himself. Just eludes Tatis' glove.
And that, I think, will be all that the Padres ask of Daniel Hudson here tonight. Herrera scheduled to bat, and the Padres make a call to the bullpen. This is a 1-1 game in the 8th. Tim Hill coming in. Alice Point says cheers to San Diego with this beautiful look at America's finest city. This season has been something of a roller coaster for the Padres, and right now, Tim Hill trying to keep this thing right where it is, 1-1.
He's been the Iron Man in the bullpen, back-to-back nights for the left-hander. Only 8 pitches last night. Big situation here with Aaron Nola with that leadoff double. Left on left, you got to honor that bunt play. They're in on the corners.
Yeah, Herrera's been one of those guys his entire career. A lot of bunt hits, a lot of infield hits, and the Padres well aware of that. Got a couple of corner infielders here who can defend against that about as well and as aggressively as anybody in baseball.
It's a lot of pressure on Manny Machado in this situation. Typically, that's where you want to bunt with a guy on second base.
He will square and somehow gets it down. Hill is just going to go to first base, and a successful sacrifice for Odubel Herrera. I wondered for a moment if the inexperience of Nola, the runner, could end up being a part of something, but it was not, and I have no idea how he got the bat on this pitch.
Yeah, he deadened it perfectly. At one point I thought it was between his hands, but just gets that label down and does his job perfectly.
So Nola, the potential go-ahead run, is now 90 feet away with 1 out. Infield about halfway in, and ball 1 from Tim Hill to Gene Segura. You got the 2 lefties next, but the guy on deck is not necessarily somebody you want to be facing, right. So you got to figure Hill is going to go after Segura.
329 for Gene Segura and runners in scoring position.
Strike 1.
Jesse, I like Tim Hill in this situation too because he likes to quick pitch. Try to disrupt that rhythm of Segura.
One and 2.
See if he does it here. Usually grabs it, he sets it right at his belt. Has that quick delivery.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Segura. Guy that makes a lot of contact, does hit a lot of ground balls.
Yeah, puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Infield in, and Jake Cronenworth's back just a little bit. Defensive versatility on that left side.
And again, with Nola as the runner, perhaps the Phillies not quite as aggressive here as they would be with somebody else. But another foul ball. Segura facing Hill for the first time in his career, so he's kind of putting together the dossier as he goes here.
Love that word.
Sounds different than it looks. Just missing inside, and a full count, 3-2 to Segura.
Yeah, I don't know how he held up on that. It's that cut slider in off the plate. Perfect pitch.
Just high, ball 4. Runners on the corners, 1 out, and Bryce Harper going to stand in to face Tim Hill. Before that, a quick word from Saquon Casino.
Padres fans, surround yourself with everything you love about your team in the new exclusive Padres Hotel Suite. Visit Saquon.com to book your stay.
Tim Hill about to face Bryce Harper for the first time in his career. Runners on the corners, 1 out. And a 1-1 game in the top of the 8th inning. Padres trying to stop their skid. They have lost 4 straight.
Bryce likes to look middle in these situations.
Low ball 1 to Harper. Part of what makes Bryce Harper dangerous is the eye. More walks last year than anybody in baseball. Leads the Phillies this year, and he's 2-0. You have another left-handed hitter on deck. It is the far less intimidating, I guess, Didi Gregorius. And after going 2-0 on Harper, we'll see how Tim Hill works to him here. Two and one with Austin Adams readying himself in the Padre bullpen. Two balls and 2 strikes. That fouled off of Harper in the box.
That'll be a huge situation for a double play here. Try to induce that ground ball. 7 double plays for Bryce Harper.
Nola, the potential go-ahead run, is at third base. He doubled to start this inning. Segura at first, and that is high and tight, ball 3. Ball 4 to Harper, and the bases will be loaded for Didi Gregorius. Back-to-back walks issued by Tim Hill. And that is the pitching coach, not the manager, coming out. So with the left-hand hitting Gregorius scheduled to hit, Tim Hill going to get one shot at it, you would think, with the right-hander throwing in the bullpen.
Yeah, that command on that arm side has been a struggle, especially against lefties, against Tim Hill. Think about Larry Rothschild. I think he knows very well what Didi Gregorius likes to look for, especially with their tenure with the Yankees.
Play Home Run Blast presented by Coors Light. Pick 3 players you think will homer, and if they go deep, you win cash. Go to the Bally Sports app or homerunblast.com to play. Now we got ourselves a moment here in the top of the 8th inning. Bases loaded and 1 out. Gregorius was 0 for 3 against starter Joe Musgrove. Manny made a really nice play on him last time, but they can't put that shift on against him here. First pitch. Did it hit him? It did, and the Phillies are back in front.
Wow.
Nola comes in to score. The Phils cash in the pitcher's leadoff double, and that will end Tim Hill's night. Base is still loaded, just 1 out. McCutchen coming up, and he will presumably face Austin Adams. 2-1 Philadelphia after the bases loaded hit by pitch here in the 8th.
POV, spend some time with Jake from the Chrome Zone.
Is there any truth to the rumor that you approached Jay Singler at some point this season about playing all 9 positions in one game?
That is true, yes.
That's tomorrow on Padres POV, following Padres Live, the postgame show.
All right, big moment in this game here tonight as the sellout crowd looks on. Phillies have gone in front 2-1 on a bases loaded hit by pitch. And the base is still loaded with Andrew McCutchen coming up against Austin Adams. And really, Mark Sweeney for a second consecutive night feels like playoff baseball here at Petco.
It sure does. And this is a big situation, especially for Austin Adams. Back-to-back games for him as well, replacing Tim Hill. Think about that command. That slider has to be on tonight.
Obviously, with the bases loaded, there is no margin for error. And Austin has hit more batters this year than any pitcher in baseball. 3 guys on base. None of them have had a hit as McCutchen takes a slider for a strike. Segura walked, Harper walked, and Gregorius just hit by a pitch. The only hit of the inning, the double by the pitcher, Aaron Nola. Couple of grand slams already this season for McCutchen, but he's 0 for 3 tonight with 3 strikeouts. A ground ball would certainly do for Austin Adams. And he gets one, but it's foul.
Yeah, I think in the middle of the diamond you go for 2, especially with McCutchen not running the same, especially after that knee injury. But if you're on the corners, you got to be careful of that run. Segura at third base does have good speed.
McCutchen puts it into play. Hosmer a long run. Eric moving over, can't get there to make the catch. And you know what? Had he made that play, I think Segura might try and come home from third base.
I'm okay with him not making that play, especially with 2 strikes. To your point, Jesse, he catches that. I think Segura just walks into for the 3rd run.
Harper at second. And Gregorius just hit over at first base. A former MVP at the plate. McCutchen made his major league debut with the Pirates all the way back in 2009. Aaron Nola certainly looks like he's getting ready to go pitch the bottom of the 8th inning. And why not? He has thrown 88 pitches. And he took a perfect game into the 7th inning. Another 0-2 to McCutchen. And he got it. McCutchen strikes out for the 4th time tonight, and he cannot believe it. Austin Adams gets the middle out here in the 8th.
Well, the backup slider does the trick. See that slider that doesn't break, and the check swing. Oh yeah, just trying to fight that off. You definitely win.
Once you bring it all the way back, I think it becomes fairly obvious you probably win. A for effort. So now Adams versus the left-hand hitting Brad Miller, whose error allowed the Padres to rally last inning. And ball 1 on that slider. Phils have gone in front here in the 8th, but Adams trying to limit the damage as he inherited this bases loaded situation. One ball and 1 strike. Bases loaded and 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. A ball and a strike to Miller. And 1-2.
A borderline pitch that goes the Padre way.
Last night, the Padres left the bases loaded 3 times. They lost by a run. Adams trying to leave them loaded here in the 8th inning tonight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Joe Musgrove started, was absolutely outstanding through 6 innings, allowed only 1 run on 3 hits. Still 2-2 on Miller. Yeah, before this inning, the Phillies had not scored since the lead homer by Odubel Herrera, 2nd pitch of the game. Musgrove locked it down after that. Manny tied it in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now the Phils have gone in front as Adams and Nola caucus on the mound. Fouled it off himself at the plate. Miller providing, as per usual, a pesky at bat. A couple of former Mariners going head to head, though they were not teammates in Seattle. Bases loaded and 2 outs. Did it hit him? It did. And the Phillies get another run on a 2nd bases loaded hit by pitch of the inning. That is the major league leading 17th of the season for Austin Adams.
That can't happen. That's devastating. The slider just pulled to the glove side and going off that back leg. It's been a painful night for Brad Miller, but he'll take that one. They went off the front leg.
Now to Reyes. Phillies have 1 hit this inning, and it was the double by Nola. Since then, 4 guys have reached base, 2 walks, and 2 hit batters, both with the bases loaded.
Yeah, 2 add-on runs in the hip pocket for Aaron Nola.
No balls and 2 strikes as Torreyes fouls that one back. Adams in front, no balls and 2 strikes. Got him. Perfectly placed slider on the inside corner to end the inning, but not before the Phils get a couple of runs on 1 hit. Plays of the game, couple of 28-year-old right-handers making a start tonight for these 2 teams, and both were absolutely brilliant. Joe Musgrove for the Padres, 6 innings, he allowed only a run on 3 hits. Meanwhile, Aaron Nola against his brother and his brother's friends took a perfect game into the 7th inning. Padres did get a run in the 7th. It was unearned after an error started a rally, but these 2 guys tonight, oh boy, about as good as it gets. And Mark Sweeney, as we said, an awful lot in these last couple of days and weeks. The Padres are going to make their big push here at the end. It's going to have to start with the starters.
Yeah, and I agree too. And tip of the cap of Joe Musgrove. Loved the emotion at the end of his start, realizing what he had to do, especially that first inning. He settled in and was very good matching those zeros of Aaron Nola.
Phils get a couple in the top of this 8th inning, so the Padres have work to do against Nola. And Myers in an 0-2 hole. Frazier to follow, and then a pinch hitter. Only hit of the night for San Diego, Manny Machado's RBI single last inning. Nola finally over 90 pitches.
Well, the only good thing that happened the last half is he was on the base paths for a long time.
Led off the top of the 8th with a double, came in to score what for now is the run that is the difference in this game. Myers hard hit, but right at Gregorius. That is the story of the night. 1 away. Nola has now gotten it out in the 8th inning for the 4th time this year. Whether he goes all the way is to be determined, but Hector Neris, who you said is probably only available for an out or 2, is now up in the pen. Adam Frazier 0 for 2. Reached for and fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes on Frazier.
So interesting, Jesse. He shook off the fastball in, went fastball away. He's been glove side dominant all night long. It really has that command, and I think that 2-seamer away sets up that changeup here. You see Tommy Pham on deck.
Frazier takes just up out of the zone. Ball 1. With 25 friends and family in attendance to see he and his brother go head-to-head for the first time in their big league careers. Aaron has put on quite a show.
Pretty cool storyline coming into this game. We talked about what Aaron Nola came into the game. That #1 ability. And a struggle in the middle of the year this year. 7-7 coming into this start. But he has been locked in all night.
Frazier takes, and the two-seamer on the inside corner is the 10th strikeout of the night for Aaron Nola. 2 away in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Now just freezes you with the movement. This starts on that hip, works its way right onto the edge. He has earned that pitch. Just catching the inside corner.
Tommy Pham will pinch hit for Austin Adams. 1 for 8 in his career against Nola, but he's done a nice job in the pinch this year. Padres are down 2 in the 8th. Overall numbers for Pham as he appears in his 120th game, a .242 average and 13 homers. Walked 3 times last night when he started out in left field. Big, slow curveball. And 1-1 to Pham, who has a pinch hitter this season, is 6 for 15.
I like that.
It's a 400 average. Pitch number 100 tonight. And Pham sends it in the air. Shallow left center. And McCutchen on the run makes a very nice grab to end the inning. A 1-2-3 8th for Aaron Nola. Head to the 9th at Petco Park. 3-1 Philadelphia. Phillies have been ahead pretty much all night long, 3-1 as we open up the 9th inning. And a reminder that this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres. In a non-save situation for the 2nd time in his many outings, the Padre closer, Mark Melancon.
Yeah, 34 saves, but also the 4-time All-Star. Got to hold it at bay. Last pitched in Colorado, an inning of work, 3 strikeouts in that last outing.
Yeah, when he came into that game on Tuesday evening, he had not pitched in a week, and the Padres were down big, and it was just a matter of getting him some work. And I think it's pretty much the same situation. That was, what, 4 days ago. He hasn't thrown since, and so you figure, all right, we got these off days to play with in the schedule. May as well use our best guy at the back end, try and keep this score right where it's at with the top of the order coming up in the bottom of the 9th. There will not be a save situation, obviously, for the Padres this evening. Cutter for a strike to Knapp. And he's got to be part of the conversation tonight with Nola on deck, by the way. The job that those two have done together with Nola on the mound.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it's interesting, Jesse.
Slow roller. And Melancon will take care of it himself. Quickly 1 down.
With that point of Knapp, what's interesting is he has caught the majority of his bullpens. And they've developed that chemistry, which is really important moving forward. And I would say tonight really indicates what they have done for the body work in between starts. I always hear that from starters, just trying to figure out their mechanics, what they want to do, sequencing. And their chemistry has been on point tonight.
Nola started a rally last inning with the lead double. Came in to score what is, at this point, the deciding run in the game. And he takes low from Melancon. I wouldn't say this guarantees that he starts the bottom of the 9th inning on the mound, but I'd expect him to.
Especially how Joe Girardi managed last night. Why I say that is he utilized his high-end relievers and extended them. And what a perfect scenario as his starter honors that with really good effort tonight.
Two balls and a strike to Nola. Matt Moore, who started yesterday for Philadelphia a couple of starts ago, threw 6 no-hit innings. He came out to bat for himself, I guess it was in the top of the 7th, but did not go out to the mound in the bottom half. So they pulled this trick before. But I think at exactly 100 pitches, and as you said, with the state of the bullpen as it is for Joe Girardi, hard to imagine him not putting the ball back in Nola's right hand.
Only the 7th inning where he threw 25 pitches. He has been so economical. Third, 15, everything else below that.
And he's aboard for the 2nd consecutive time up. And now a quick word from Ballast Point.
Why just get one beer when you can get 2? Ballast Point Double Tray, available at all San Diego Ballast Point locations.
Mark Melancon trying to keep this a 2-run deficit with Grisham and Tatis and Machado due to lead off in the bottom of the 9th inning. But first things first, top of the order for the Phils. Odubel Herrera, a leadoff home run that for much of the night was the only run of this game. Melancon gets in front of him with the cutter, strike 1. Melancon, of course, spent some time in the NL East, the Braves and the Nationals. Herrera 1 for 4 against him. The one hit was a home run. Ball and 2 strikes from Melancon to the Philly leadoff man, Odubel Herrera. Padres will at least keep Nola on his feet a little bit here. Two and two. Hard hit off of Melancon. Might have even hit him in the face on the redirect. Gets 1 and 2. What a double play. Mark Melancon using his body to field his position and end the top of the 9th inning. Padres will get the top of the order up in the bottom of the 9th. Will it be against Nola? We'll see. Coming up. Aaron Nola out there trying to finish what he started. 100 pitches through 8 brilliant innings. Padres have a run on a hit after he retired the first 18 in a row to start this game. And the Padres will get one final look at him here as they try and walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. Grisham, Tatis, and Machado down by 2. Nola has thrown 1 complete game this season and 2 others in his career.
Well, Jesse, we saw in the 7th inning just getting Grisham on changed everything for Aaron Nola. Not the same command. It's Grisham trying to find a way on again.
Ian Kennedy, the new Philly closer, is up and warming. You wonder if once one of those situations where Joe Girardi says you get one base run.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. He threw 30 pitches last night.
I think the way that Girardi managed the game yesterday, you got the sense he is in full-on, we'll worry about tomorrow mode. And very much taking it one day at a time. First pitch is a strike to Grisham. As you just said, Mark, reaching on that error to start the 7th inning changed everything. Stole second, came in on Manny's single. As the Padres made noise against Aaron Nola for the first and only time tonight. Oh, and 2, and for a second consecutive game. Padres with a shot, down a run in the 9th, looking for some Petco Park magic, of which there has been much this season.
Yeah, they really need to get over that hump, too. This would be a real good comeback win. Got to find a way. And you got the pieces to do it.
It is just so rare in today's game to get 4 looks at the same guy.
And how many times, Jesse, we hear you can't go through 3 times through the order. Sometimes you have to challenge those guys, and Aaron Nola has met that tonight for Joe Girardi.
103 pitches, 70 have been strikes.
Going to the changeup.
And low ball 1. He has thrown as many as 116 pitches this season. That was against the Braves about a month ago. He went 8 2/3 that night. Couldn't close the door on the complete game, but got awfully close. Padres trying to ruin the party and spoil the story here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Grisham stays alive, still a ball and 2 strikes. He has been efficient. He has been effective. He has been in the zone. Got him. 95 miles an hour on pitch 106, and 1 out in the bottom of the 9th.
So interesting, Jesse, because we heard from all the people with the Phillies what has Aaron Nola struggled with. It's been the 2-seam fastball. Well, tonight it's been brilliant. That's been his marquee pitch tonight. And even getting Grisham with that fastball away.
Fernando has struck out each of his last 2 times up against Nola. That was a curveball. Both Ks for Nola against Fernando. Strike 3 was on a changeup. Fastball misses, 1-1 to Tatis. By the way, kind of lost in the shuffle of all the craziness late last night. Good to see that Fernando's okay after that hit by pitch.
I totally agree with you. That was a scary moment against Ian Kennedy.
Laid off the breaking ball that time, and the count swings in Fernando's favor. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, good take. 1-1 pitch is so important.
A.J. Nola, the father, looking on as the son and the brother compete on one of the biggest stages in their sport. 3-1 to Fernando. Nola has walked one man tonight, and it was his brother in that 7th inning.
Only a 5.5% walk rate coming into this game. He knew free passes weren't coming too easily.
13th best in all of baseball. Pitch 111 is ball 4. And their tying run will come to the plate with one out in the bottom of the 9th inning. The batter will be number 13, Manny Machado.
Yeah, big decision for Joe Girardi. He knows what Manny Machado did to him last time, breaking up that no-hitter. Seems like he's going to extend him just a little bit. Even Manny pausing on that on-deck circle.
So a couple of things to consider. One, of course, is just, hey, this is my guy. I want to go with him. 2, as you said, would be the fact that Manny has literally the only hit of the night against Nola. But 3, you should know that against Ian Kennedy, Manny Machado in his career, 4 for 7 with 2 homers and a double. Maybe not the guy that Girardi wants to bring in to face Machado. Tying run at the plate, one out in the bottom of the 9th inning. And that's in the air to left field. McCutchen makes the play. And the Padres now down to their final out in the bottom of the 9th.
Just got in on him just a little bit.
Jake Cronenworth will try and keep the Padres alive here in the bottom of the 9th inning. If he reaches, the next man to bat would be Austin Nola. Strike 1 to the Padres shortstop. Nola has had his ups and downs this year. We mentioned kind of feast or famine. He has so far feasted tonight.
I think he's staying away from Cronenworth because he knows he can handle that ball in. Just missed a pitch the last at bat.
2 balls and a strike. We saw that last night against Jake. It seemed like Matt Moore and the other Philly pitchers were really making sure not to get in on Cronenworth, which is where he's done an awful lot of damage this year. What a story that would be if Austin gets one more crack at Aaron here in the bottom of the 9th. Ball 3. Would Girardi let him face his brother, I guess?
That's interesting. Now Brad Miller, the first baseman, is going to play behind just to get some defensive versatility. Also playing no doubles defense.
Padres are down 2 runs and down to their final out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Cronenworth in the air to deep right center field. Jankowski racing back. Gonna go!
baby, Jesse. Talked about the passive approach that Aaron Nola had against Cronenworth. That's a mistake. The two-seamer leaks over the middle of the plate. What a huge home run for the Padres in this offense. Battled a guy that was just absolutely filthy tonight. Tie ball game.
There may well be a storybook ending tonight, but not for Aaron Nola. Padres have tied it 3-3 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Nola is out, with Nola coming to bat. Pitching change for Philly in the 9th. Aaron Nola began the night with 6 perfect innings. He gave up a run in the 7th. He had a 1-2-3 8th. He struck out Trent Grisham to start the 9th, and then lightning struck for the Padres.
Yeah, Jesse, it was extended 1 pitch too many. This was the mistake. That two-seamer leaks over. He's been so good with that pitch. And that went into the lane of Jake Cronenworth. What a swing at a perfect time for the Padre offense. What an effort by Jankowski, too.
Second time this week, the Padres hit a home run to tie it down to their final out. Grisham a 3-run shot in Colorado on Monday. That did not lead to a win. We'll see if this one does, as Austin Nola comes up to bat. Hard hit through the left side and a base hit. Winning run aboard with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning.
This packed house has risen. They got energy. Talked about it earlier. Ian Kennedy for Joe Girardi last night threw 30 pitches and a 4-out save.
Eric Hosmer. Like Nola went after the first pitch. He comes up empty, strike 1.
So many Padre fans are just looking at Jake and saying thank you.
Since the Padres hit a homer today, you get a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with purchase of a large drink. Jacks from Jake. 0-2 on Hosmer.
Interesting to see if Nola gets to second base, if they pinch run for him in this big situation.
Tried to check his swing, and Doug Eddings says he did.
A good take by Haas.
Again, he tried to check, and again, Doug Eddings says he didn't go. Knapp, the catcher, couldn't believe it, kind of waved his hand at Eddings like, get out of here.
Yeah, he was trying to sell it. Joe Girardi shaking his head on that call. Whoa. I thought he did. Padres caught a break.
So from 0-2 to 2-2. And now a full count.
Set Nola in action. Surprised, especially here. Maybe not even using a pinch runner.
$43,383. And that is ball 4. The winning run now in scoring position. Kennedy has come on. He has given up a single and a walk.
And here comes Marisnick to run for Nola. I think this is a good decision by Jace Tingler. That'll complete the night for the Nola family.
Big hit in the bottom of the ninth inning for Austin. So Marisnick, one of the fastest Padres at second base. He has the potential winning run with Will Myers at the dish. Couple of hits in 3 tries against Kennedy.
Kennedy was pinpoint last night with that fastball. He's off tonight.
Out in front of the changeup, 1-1. Padres have tied it dramatically in the bottom of the ninth inning. They now try and walk it off.
That Phillies defense is covering that right center gap. Jankowski knows that's what Will Myers likes to do.
Kennedy threw 30 pitches last night. Will pops this one up. Nat, the catcher, looking for it and ends the inning. We will play extras on this Saturday night at Petco Park, thanks to Jake Cronenworth. A 2-run homer to tie it with the Padres down to their final out, his 19th of the season. That with one big swing in the bottom of the ninth inning.
So interesting too, because Aaron Nola really used the same formula all night long, especially against left-handed hitting. Made that mistake to Cronenworth, and that's what you do at this level. You got to capitalize on that. And no bigger home run for Cronenworth this year. That's his 19th.
And so we go to the 10th. Travis Jankowski will be the automatic runner after he took over in center field for Odubel Herrera in the bottom of the ninth. Segura, Harper, and Gregorius. 2, 3, and 4 for Philadelphia. Padres are 5 and 6 in extra innings this year. The Phils are 8 and 5. Mark Melancon worked a scoreless ninth, turned a nice double play to end the inning. And now looking for 3 more outs. In year 2 of the automatic runner rule, you see Victor Caratini takes over behind the plate. I think it's become pretty clear, if at all possible, you play for the big inning.
Especially in your visitors. And Segura can handle the bat, so he'll try to hit to that right side.
Good cutter, 1-1. Melancon efficient in the ninth inning. That's obviously a big part of why he's able to go back out there for the 10th. And this is Melancon's inning. Nobody throwing in the Padre bullpen. Hudson and Hill and Adams have all been used. 2 balls and a strike to Segura. It was part of that 2-run 8th inning for the Phillies. They got a couple of runs thanks to 2 separate bases loaded hit by pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Segura. 2 teams that are not only jockeying for playoff position, but fighting for playoff position, and it has certainly felt like a fight all night long. Ball 3 to Segura. The Reds have pulled in front of the Padres with their win over the Marlins tonight for that second and final wild card spot. Obviously, if the Padres win this game, they get that half game back. Phils are lingering. Cardinals to be noticed, and the Mets are fading. Chop to Manny. He will check on Jankowski, and that is the first out of the 10th inning.
Yeah, perfect pitch by Melanson. Saw that glove side cutters early in the count, then gets that cutter for the ground ball to Manny. Perfect scenario for the Padres' first out.
They will walk Bryce Harper, who is aboard now for the 4th time tonight. Sets up the double play, avoids having to pitch to him. And Melanson will go after Didi Gregorius. Not much between the two of them, but it has gone Melanson's way so far. Big rip and a foul ball off of Caratini. I don't think the Padres are all that interested in figuring out who the emergency catcher would be tonight, so glad to see he's okay. Jankowski with elite speed at second base. Harper above average at first. And he tied him up. That is strike 2.
Yeah, the high cutter. They've been crowding Gregorius all night long.
Fouled back. Gregorius stays alive. Runners on first and second, 1 out in the top of the 10th inning. Melanson is a ground ball master. He's already rolled 1 double play tonight. And now he and Caratini will just chat about it in person.
Yeah, I like this. Just getting on that same page, knowing what they want to try to execute. See Manny joining the party, also Jake Cronenworth.
This is now just the 4th time this season the Padres have asked Melanson to get more than 3 outs. He's gone 2 full innings only once. That was against the Dodgers back in mid-April. But he's thrown a bunch of pitches a bunch of times. And only at 21 here through an inning and a third. Oh, 0-2 on Gregorius. And And high ball one. Padres trying to snap a 4-game losing streak and retie the Reds in the wild card standings. They have dramatically come from behind in this game, but still one more box to check. Popped him up, and Caratini will not have a play.
They continue to pound Gregorius inside. All those high cutters. I wonder if they'll try to land that breaking ball away.
Harper at first, Jankowski, the automatic runner at second base. And one out in the top of the 10th inning. Two balls and two strikes.
A lot of umpires out there. This is well off the plate, but a purpose pitch. We'll run the count 2-2.
Just got a piece, sends it back. And with Melanson's pitch count now at 25, the Padres have to prepare for inevitabilities. Pierce Johnson is throwing. Melanson's high this year, 37 pitches. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat. And inside, 3-2. In the bottom of the 10th inning, with McCutchen waiting here, Myers will be the automatic runner.
Even with Jankowski's speed, I don't think they set him free here. That lane is open for Caratini and Machado.
Payoff pitch to Gregorius. Jankowski does not run, and that is lined and caught. And out number 2. If he was running, the inning would have been over.
Start to see those breaks change course. That line drive finds the mitt of Eric Hosmer. Just a little bit to his left, and he was locked and loaded to try to get Jankowski at second base.
McCutchen has not had a good night at the plate. 3 for 7 in his career against Mark Melancon.
341 on that first pitch. You got to be careful of that extended at bat against Gregorius.
Tied at 3 in the top of the 10th. 2 on and 2 out for Philadelphia. And first pitch strike at the top of the zone. 0-1.
Opens up so many options now with landing that first pitch strike.
These two guys, teammates, parts of 4 seasons in Pittsburgh. Part of 2018 in San Francisco as well. And now 0-2. The inning began with Jankowski on second as the automatic runner. There was an intentional walk to Harper. And now Melancon 1 pitch away from a scoreless 10th inning. Got it. McCutchen strikes out for the 5th time tonight as Melanson works a scoreless 10th. Padres will try and walk it off in the bottom half. Quite a night at Petco Park here tonight. Joe Musgrove started for the Padres. He was absolutely outstanding. 6 innings. He allowed only a run on 3 hits. But guess what? Aaron Nola, even a little bit better. Took a perfect game into the 7th inning and was untouchable for much of the night. But the Padres finally got to Nola, and in the bottom of the 7th inning, the first hit of the night for San Diego tied the game at 1. Manny blew a bubble, ran to first base. Trent Grisham came in to score. It was a whole new game. And after the Phillies went back in front in the 8th, Jake Cronenworth tied it with the Padres down to their final out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Former Padre Travis Jankowski nearly made what could have been the catch of the year. But not this time, Freddie. And after Mark Melanson works the scoreless top of the 10th inning, the Padres now a chance to walk it off in the bottom half. Adam Frazier coming up with automatic runner Will Myers on second and Connor Brogdon on the hill.
Well, Connor Brogdon, 26-year-old right-hander from Clovis, California. See his 46th game, .224 opponent batting average. And Jesse, this has been incredible theater with a family affair tonight. Gotta love this.
We have ridden the roller coaster in a very big way. Eight, 9, and 1 with the winning run at second base. And Frazier takes a first pitch strike from Brogdon. That was a changeup, 0-1.
Fastball, changeup, and cutter. 96 on average with the fastball.
Frazier hitting 8th for the first time as a Padre. Finds himself up in a big spot, breaks his bat, and that's a fair ball off the glove of Torreyes. Myers to third base, and the winning run is 90 feet away.
Jesse, this was almost an incredible play by Torreyes, even to get a glove on that. Sweet hit, splinters off his bat, but you can see him slashing it down the line. Great effort by Torreyes. Good base running by Will Myers. He goes back at first and sees that ball elude Torreyes, and he advances 90 feet. First and third, Padres.
The pinch hitter for Mark Melanson will be Ha-Sung Kim. '25-year-old rookie from South Korea. Infield all the way in. Got a bunch of ways to win it here. Frazier takes second, and ball 1 to Kim. That is handled at first. Miller's throw home off the glove of Knapp. Myers still hung up. And the Padres are going to make it out here, but they will have, at minimum, another opportunity as Myers really making him work for it, and eventually Brogdon tags him out. Kim, of course, behind the play gets to second base. And now Frazier, the winning run, is at third base. So runners on second and third, 1 out, and for a brief moment there, it looked like the Phillies might have thrown the game away after Miller had already made 1 costly error tonight. So now Frazier, the man that matters. Kim at second, thanks to a 3-2-3-1 fielder's choice standard. Trent Grisham will be the batter. All 4 infielders are in again. Hammered but foul.
They've been crowding Grisham Got to look for something out over the plate. That's the cutter. Infield in, outfield in.
All the way back in the 7th inning, Trent Grisham became the first Padre to reach base tonight. He did so via error. He stole second, and then he would score the tying run. Now he's got a chance to win it. Frazier, the winning run, 90 feet away. One and two. Fernando Tatis Jr. would be next. That one kicks away. Here comes Frazier. That is the ball game, and that is a winner. A signature win in 10 innings. Padres were down to their final out in the bottom of the 9th. They tie it, and they win it on a wild pitch in the 10th.
So many different heroes, Jesse, in this game. You got to go back to Cronenworth with that big home run. Mark Melancon setting up the dramatics for the bottom of the 10th. A need win, a must win for the Padres. That's a spike changeup for a wild pitch. Just a huge emotional win for the Padres. Gotta love that.
For the first 6 innings of the game, the Padres did not have a base runner, and we thought maybe Aaron Nola was doing something extraordinary for the Philadelphia Phillies. They got to him a little bit in the 7th, and they got to him just enough in the bottom of the 9th inning to tie it. And then against the Philadelphia bullpen, a win in walk-off fashion in the bottom of the 10th inning. And just a remarkable victory for the Padres, who for the second time this year walk off on a wild pitch with Trent Grisham at the plate. Without Jake Cronenworth's home run in the bottom of the 9th inning, none of that would ever happen. Annie is standing by with Jake.
Jesse, thanks so much. Well, we got to get the swag chain on first. Manny doing the honors. Getting that first run in earlier, Manny. Jake, what's better than a walk-off?
Nothing.
Hey, considering how tough things have been lately, how big was this one?
This was huge. Nola for them was pitching a really good game. Just trying to find a way to score some runs, and finally got some across there in the last inning.
It seemed like every hit, every run scored, there was a ton of emotion behind you guys. Even on your home run, did it feel like you were just taking some of those frustrations out on the baseball tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a frustrating stretch here for us, but to get the win tonight in front of a great crowd, and it was awesome.
Let's talk about that home run. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. It looked all but over for you guys, and you get that 2-run home run. How were you able to get to Nola there after he'd been so good for so long?
Yeah, he hadn't made too many mistakes over the game, and I was just looking for a good pitch to drive there, and that honestly might have been the first mistake he made all night.
First come-from-behind win after trailing 5 innings since July 9th. Was there a mentality among you guys that you were just going to get it done no matter what tonight?
Yeah, just try to find out any way possible. You saw it there in the last inning with the wild pitch walk-off, so it kind of explains it.
Hey, Jake, Blake Snell said last night all you needed was one big win and it could start something special. Tonight, in front of this crowd, a walk-off. Could this be the start of something for you guys and able to turn it around?
I think it could. That's how it happened last time.
What do you think of this crowd and being back at home?
Man, it's awesome. I got my friends and family here. This is awesome.
Shout out out to your friends and family. Very nice. They got to see you put on a show tonight. Of course, in dramatic fashion like you've been doing all season long. Jake, we really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Mike, back over to you.
Annie, thank you very much. Coming up on the post-game show, we'll take another look at some of the dramatics. That home run in the bottom of the ninth. We'll also talk about the job Joe Musgrove and the boys had done. Wild pitch leads to victory. You'll hear from Jay Stingler in moments on Padres Live, the post-game show. Is why we love baseball. It goes one way, and with one swing of the bat, the momentum completely shifts. Jake Cronenworth, a two-run home run in the bottom of the ninth to tie this thing, and the Phillies would throw it away in the 10th. Airmail one to the backstop, and the Padres would walk it off. Their fourth walk-off of the year, second time they've done so via the wild pitch. Padres over the Phillies, 4-3 to final, and they'd even the series at 1 game apiece. Did not know how this crowd was going to get sent home, but they're going home happy tonight. Great to have you with us, everybody. Padres Live. It is the post-game show, and it's brought to you by Cox Communications. Tim Stauffer and Mike Pomeranz with you. This was a true seesaw battle.
I mean, that was like a tale of two games right there. That was, all pitching early on and then some late heroics. A lot of fun to be a part of. Wild finish. You never knew who was going to end it and how it was going to end, but a win is a win. Needed win tonight, and a huge win. Yeah, you snap a 4-game losing streak. Aaron Nola against Joe Musgrove, a lot to get to there. But let's go right to the action in that 10th inning in a 3-3 ball game. Remember, you get the runner at second. It's Will Myers to get things started. Yeah, weird play here. A soft hit, broken bat, kind of tailing away from the third baseman. Gets away from him, able to get him over. Ha-Seong Kim puts a good swing, makes a good play. This is when the circus comes to town. The runners are off. Kind of all mayhem. You kind of still have the same situation. Second and third, one out. Still in a good position to score a run. Fortunate for the wild pitch right there to get by. A win is a win. Like I said, we will take it every day of the week. Ugly does not matter. All they show in the column is a W, and that's what the Padres needed. As we said, they needed that win just to stay even with the Cincinnati Reds, who also won today. This is for that second wild card spot. A lot of baseball left to be played, but it's kind of fun to scoreboard watching. It's so nice to play games that matter. This was a game, though, truly, that had been entirely Philadelphia, all behind Aaron Nola. And I want to take you to the 9th inning because this is Nola with a chance to put it away in what could have been a complete game leading 3-1. Yeah, and a good at-bat here by Tatis, laying off some borderline pitches. That really set the tone. Having that tying run come to the plate, that's what you want in that. And Cronenworth was able to get a mistake out over the plate. We didn't see that really all night from Nola. That one that got away ran back over the middle, and Jankowski almost made the play of the year out there in center field. For Cronenworth, we know he loves the ball in. It looked like he might have tried to start that ball at the hip and maybe get the inside corner, but that's a risky pitch to Jake. In that situation, the home run is the pitch that can hurt you, and going in right there, I was a little surprised to see the catcher set up in, to be honest. And when that ball ran back over, that's the hot zone for Cronenworth. And you don't want to see him, get beat like that, but we'll take the win for sure. Oh, absolutely. So we build this thing in the pregame show as brother versus brother, right? Aaron against Austin, the catcher. But let's start with Aaron and the night that he had. What'd you see that made him so special? From the get-go, he was sharp. He had a lot of life on the fastball. I thought, you saw the numbers 95, 96. I thought it looked even harder than that. You saw from the swings and the takes, he had that fastball, that two-seamer for the lefties coming way back over the plate. That changeup down and in. He really kept us intact. He was throwing strikes, quality strikes. He was able to get a pitch out over the plate, hunting that early fastball. Losing that perfect game, getting a runner on, I think broke up the rhythm a little bit. And then he kind of settled back down again. He probably felt like he deserved to win that game. It just didn't work out for him that way. You get what you deserve sometimes. Sadly, it's a cruel game, that's for sure. So, as we said, it was Aaron against Austin. And Aaron, the pitcher for the Phillies, he's the younger of the two, and he had a chance to face his brother. What I loved about it was family was in the stands. It's hard to, watch a game as a parent, let alone watching both of your kids play against each other. I can't imagine. Pretty special moment for their family. And you saw that first at-bat just challenging him with a fastball. Old brother fastball coming right at you. And you can kind of see Austin smiling a little bit. Probably hard not to smile facing your little brother pitching to you. But, it's a special day, one that I'm sure they'll always remember. Maybe have different opinions on how it ended, the two of them, and they'll talk about it for years to come, but definitely a really cool moment for their family.
Knowing what we know about Austin, he probably like, you know what, if I don't get any hits, it's okay as long as we win.
Right.
And that's the way it worked itself out. Boy, Aaron was really good, though. 8 2/3, 11 strikeout ball. He'd go against Joe Musgrove, who, aside from the first hitter he faces at Odubel Herrera, he threw 6 very good innings.
You know, it's kind of a tale of two games. You kind of forget about Joe at this point, but he pitched a really good game today. 6 innings, 9 strikeouts. The breaking ball was really good today. You know, he deserved to get a win as well. Kept him in the game. Early on, I don't think he had his best stuff, but as the game went on, I felt like he got a lot better, settled down. That breaking ball was tight. Used a little bit more fastballs than we've seen in the past, but that curveball was really sharp. You saw some bad swings there. A great start out of Joe. It's what they needed. They needed length out of him. You know, we're fortunate that they didn't have to come out of the game, you know, with a little comebacker, but he pitched a great game, deserved to get a win, kept him in it. Those are the kind of performances you need from a guy like Joe Musgrove.
You know what it felt like? It felt like what we knew going in, and that was 2 teams that were struggling, 2 teams fighting for Aaron to find any offensive rhythm at all, and then you get good pitching, which obviously makes the offense even harder to come around. It was a great theatrical show out here.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to be a part of. You know, the defensive miscues towards the end, a couple hit-by pitches, didn't really tell the tale the whole game. It was a really well-pitched game as a whole. You know, that runner getting on second base in extra innings can change the dynamic a little bit, and we were fortunate to get that pass ball.
Hey, you can walk it off any way you can. So 4-3 is the final score. Padres over the Phillies. Same score as last night. It just went the other way. So we're even at 1 game apiece. When we come back here on the post-game show, we'll get you set for the finale, and you'll hear from your manager, Jace Tingler. Tonight brought to you by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration. Bill Howe, because we know how. And by Carl's Jr., the new sourdough star. Now at Carl's Jr., feed your happy. Adam Frazier and the boys walking it off tonight. And Padre fans, keep in mind, we'd like to invite you to enter our Valley View Trivia Sweepstakes. To enter, just tweet or retweet your answer to the Valley View Trivia question during each game to @Valley Sports SD and include the hashtag Valley View Trivia. Winners of a $50 Patties and Pints gift certificate going to be announced during next Saturday's postgame show. That's next Saturday's postgame show. You want rules and details? Visit valleysports.com. Inside the clubhouse, Jace Tingler on his team's extra inning win. Pods now 6-6 in bonus frames.
No, just so proud of the guys. I mean, you know, everything's just been tough as of late, and you know, nothing has come easy. And the way the guys just continue to battle, to fight through, and you look up and you don't have any position players left on the bench, and pitchers, everybody just laying everything they have out, and you know, to come out, you know, on top, and you know, especially with how good Nola was on the other side. I thought after, you know, the first maybe 3 hitters or so, and then I thought Musgrove was equally impressive, matching pitch for pitch after the, you know, first couple hitters. So, but for the guys, for us to come out on top right there and just continue to fight, really proud of the group.
It seemed like there was a ton of emotion behind like every hit, every run scored. Did you have the feel of like, okay, here we go again after those 6 innings, and did they have the feel of we're just going to get it done?
Yeah, you know, they start stacking up on you, and you know, a couple things like happened. I think it was in the 7th. You know, we got on, and Grisham, you know, steals second, and then Manny keeps it. Just from approach standpoint, line drive, you know, up the middle, and we get on the board, and then Manny runs, and you're thinking at that point, okay, you know, here we go. And then, you know, we run in, we don't get, you know, the shutdown inning, but then we get a guy on, and with 2 outs, you know, Jake puts a great swing on a 3-1 pitch, and then, you know, Melanson runs back out for his next inning of work and able to hold them through, you know, the heart of the order, and that's when, you know, you felt pretty good about it.
Hey, Blake said last night that you guys just needed 1 big win and it might spark something special. Just like, you know, in front of the crowd, a big walk-off win, the dramatics. Can this be kind of like a catalyst to turn things for you guys?
Absolutely. I mean, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves or anything like that, but we have seen it before. I think it was the, you know, Cincinnati first game, you know, the comeback win. And so, yeah, it can definitely jumpstart us now. We got to get, you know, some rest tonight and get back and get ready to go tomorrow.
Just one more. Do you know who your starter is tomorrow?
It'll be Craig. Craig's going to start tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks, Chase.
Kevin Acee.
Jace, I wonder how, not specifically like the Cincinnati game, but like just the way that you manufactured it and that you were never out of it. I wonder how much this felt like one of those victories back in April, May, or June.
Yeah, very much so, because, it was just, I think I said it earlier, right now just nothing's coming easy. But the guys are not backing down. They're not backing down from the competition, the compete, the laying everything they have out on the line. It just, runs are tough to come by right now. But the way they're battling, they're grinding at the plate. The plate is going to open up for us. We're going to get going. There's just too much talent, ability. So to be able to get a win like this tonight with the pitching, the defense, and everybody, on the roster, contributing, getting in there somehow, position player wise, I think that can help springboard things as well.
One thing to say it had been a long time since you've done it, so I wonder how much you feel like you guys needed this to show yourselves that you could.
Yeah, it's just nice to be on top of this one. We have come close. We've gotten back into things, and we've been on the south end of some of these games. So to be on the winning side tonight, it can definitely springboard something.
How is Tim Hill doing physically?
Yeah, physically, I think, fine. He may be, a little bit, low on gas, just body-wise where we're at in the year. But Timmy's going to continue to compete and give everything he has. I think he just lost, a little bit of command and, with some of those lefties today. But, he'll probably be down tomorrow. Give him the off day the next day, and Timmy's bounced back well. He's been great for us all year, and with so many of the guys. But how I and we believe in Tim and how big he's been for us and how big he's going to be going forward.
Kyle Glazer.
Hey, Jace. Jake Cronenworth continues to just come up big for you guys in so many spots. What do you make of his ability to keep finding a way for you guys?
Jake's just a special player, and he just keeps getting better. I've said that before, I know. But, even in the dugout, when Tatis got on, Manny kind of lined out, flight out to left. Skip kind of looked at me, and I think he said, told Rod and myself, and Nola was so filthy tonight, 4-seamer, 2-seamer, front hip, and had all the pitches going, the change up, the curveball. And, Skip said, Crony can get him. He's one of the guys if he tries that 2-seamer in, because Jake can keep that pitch fair and get it in the air. And obviously Jake got to a 3-1 pitch, and he hit it, and you felt pretty good about it. Jankowski made a hell of an effort on it, and I was a little bit worried there for a second. Jake to keep that game alive, to tie it up, one of the biggest hits he's had, and he's had some big ones.
Last year, he slides over to first base and plays ridiculous defense over there. He's your everyday second baseman. Now he slides to short, comes up with big hits. It seems like you guys put him in any spot, and he delivers.
That's exactly spot on. I mean, I feel like, I don't know if he'll have enough innings, whatever, to qualify. I think he's a Gold Glove second baseman, and I think the numbers are going to back that up at the end of the day. I think he's a Gold Glove first baseman, and seeing what he's able to do at shortstop right now, and then obviously he's hitting in the 4-hole, and what can you say? He just continues to play well, he continues to improve, and he's so consistent and stable. So many good qualities, and he's never too high, he's never too low. He is consistent each and every day. You know what you're going to get.
Thank you.
AJ Cassavell.
Chase, can you just take us through the emotions of that moment? Because like you said, nothing has come easy to you guys lately, and that ball hung up there for a little bit. It wasn't sure whether it was going out or not. Like, what are you kind of going through as the ball's kind of carrying toward right center?
He hit it, and I immediately thought that's gone, and then you see Janikowski closing in, and you're just hoping it carries, and then he leaves and goes. I kind of lose sight of Jankowski as he's leaning over, and just hoping it's not one of those where he comes up and has it. And pretty quick, we noticed it was gone. So you're jumping up and you're excited, and we knew Mark was going to go back out. So. Yeah, that's just a ton of emotion because you're down to, your last out and 3-1 count. And, Jake put an unbelievable swing on it and was able to get it out of there. And, again, I can't say enough things of how well Nola on the other side pitched. So to be able to hang in there all game and get it down to whatever it was, pitch 115, 116, and be able to do that, was huge.
What do you make of the job Mark did? Because that's not usually the spot that he comes in a non-safe situation, but to go 2 innings like he did tonight.
Yeah. I thought he was unbelievable. I thought he was better the second inning than he was the first inning. The bad part is, he's only thrown once or so in 10 days, and that's a little bit to our struggles. So he was fresh, and it's so hard with a runner at second to start the inning and, going through, the heart of the order. It's really hard to not put up a run. But I thought, the difference was, he went good battle to Segura, being able to get him there to roll over and not advance. And then the long battle to Didi there and to win that one with the line out to Haas. Just some really good battles, and Mark was outstanding because that's really hard to do to hold them with a runner at second, no outs. That was huge.
Well, you can almost see the stress leaving Jace's face after the last couple of days. Pods improved now to 2-8 over the last 10. They've got a shot, though, to win a series. Tomorrow we'll tee it up for you in moments. Check out one of the largest selections of new and certified pre-owned BMWs in San Diego at BMW Encinitas and Vista. And by your Ford dealers. Boy, nice night for Joe Musgrove. He gave up a run in 6 innings. The Padres able to walk off the Phillies, 4-3 the final. And fans, as you know, when Padres pitchers K9, your K9 wins. Padres strike out 9 or more hitters in a game as they did today. They had 14. That means all Padre fans can visit participating Petco locations tomorrow. You get free dog or cat treats with Pals Rewards. Visit petco.com/Padres K9 if you'd like a few more details. Let's get you set for the series finale tomorrow. Day baseball, another bullpen day for your Friar. It'll be fronted by Craig Stammen, and he'll go against the former Ranger, one of the hot commodities at the trade deadline, in Kyle Gibson.
Yeah, Kyle Gibson was a name that was kind of floated around with the Padres, maybe trying to get him, but they weren't able to get him. Craig Stammen, a guy that's kind of done a little of everything for him this year, making another start for him, kind of the Swiss Army knife guy, try to get a couple of innings out of him, try to get on that board early, let that bullpen ride it out.
Yeah, give me some frame of reference, though, inside his clubhouse, because we know the struggles have been real for this team. Can a win like this carry over, or is it true that you're really only as good as your next day's starter?
No, I think a game like this absolutely carries over, because if you think about on the other side of it, if you lose this game, I mean, yes, the guy pitched well against you guys, but losing this game, coming off a bad road trip, I think that carries more weight. But winning a game like this in a walk-off fashion, doesn't matter how you do it. A win is a win. They know a big series is coming up, but they know they got to take care of business tomorrow, win the series, and then they got a fun series here with the Dodgers coming down.
And some other reason I think to be optimistic. Keep in mind, Padres have done well on bullpen days. Have only lost one time in about 6-7 wins against that one loss. So reason to be optimistic, reason to celebrate tonight. A home run in the first. That's really the only blemish against Joe Musgrove. And then Manny Machado would drive in a run to tie it. Jake Cronenworth with the big blast, and then the walk-off wild pitch. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. Have a great night, everybody.